Hey guys, can you hear me? Hang on, I've switched my camera, so now I got to play with them. Hang on. Find my hand here. Hang on. Um, that's a little bright. Hang on, guys. I'm put a different I'm using a different camera just to test the volume to see if I'm still crackling or anything. So y'all let me know about the crackling. And I'm watching chat. I'm here early. I know it's live immediately, but I needed y'all to let me know about the volume. No crackling at the moment. No crackle. Okay. I'm using my other camera, my C9 30. So I got it a little bright. Let's turn that brightness down just a little. And hopefully the light, because it doesn't have light lock, but hang on. Hopefully it'll be good. It sounds much better. Okay. So, I also did find the levels thing. I mean, Ian's the one that told me about the levels, but Pacola found me a video on how to make it not the default. So hopefully, and it's still a little dark. Hang on. I don't want it too bright, but it needs a little bright. It's kind of dark right here. Maybe I need to move my lighting. So hi everybody. I'm just playing with some of because I forgot what these settings look like on this camera. It's fine that in. Okay, good. Well, maybe I'll just move to this camera, but we'll see. I don't know. Um, I'll probably have to play around with these settings too because I'm not used to these. But we'll see. Does it look okay? Hey, Scoops. Thank you. Thank you, Dot. Does Hammer have a better zoom? Oh, let me test that. Let's see. Let's test that zoom. Yeah, look. So I can zoom. I mean, it lets me, I should say. I don't know if I need to zoom in that much yet. Now I need to, it does look a little dark when I did that. Yeah, I can zoom in. Yeah, I know. Sweet, right, Pacola? Yeah. So, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. This camera, it's the C930. It is really a better camera from the professional standpoint. The only difference was between this one and my C920 is the C920 has light lock. But that may not matter with here on YouTube Live. Maybe the light lock is not needed to be an issue on YouTube. Robin, fibs means friends in the box. Let me close my door here, guys. Fibs is friends in the box. Good thing about the webcam, it has Carl's size lens. Oh, see, you know more about it than me, Ian. I don't know. I don't know anything about that, Ian. But yeah, Ian's way more techie. Oh, good. Thanks, Annie. So we're gonna see. You're welcome, Robin. We're gonna see if that the sound and everything seems to be okay. Hi, Mark. Mark also helped me to. Uh, I haven't tried it yet, Mark, but I think Mark and Ian both know how to do the what do you call it? You can set events and do go into events, set events, and then do more setting things like your just more settings by doing hangouts rather than live. But I haven't tried that yet. But I have all your notes, Mark. So hey, Jean. So I switched cameras, Jean. I went to my 930 instead of my 920. If y'all remember, I bought the 930 a couple of years ago, whatever, but it didn't have light lock and it kept zooming. The light kept going. Woo, woo, woo. Do you like that sound effect? Woo. It kept doing that on Ustream, but apparently it's not an issue here. So on YouTube, I really switched the cameras to test the sound crackling thing. So yeah, so we'll see how it goes. So hi Dot. I'm going to just say hi to everybody. Um, Actually, Jean, I think that my levels were not locking, but Pacola sent me a video on how to lock it. It's by taking off one of the check marks on something obscure. So I did that. So I think my mic levels are locked as well. So it's hard to tell if it's the mic levels locked or if it was the camera. I guess maybe I should have checked the camera first, but I didn't want to go through all that with you guys. And I could have gone on, non-live, and I just wanted to come on here. So y'all are here with me. I did finish. I did finish this picture, and I also I did finish this, but I don't think I haven't posted a photo of it yet. So I'll go ahead and post a photo of that. So I don't know. I mean, I can go back and forth between the two cameras. Now, see right here, it looks like one side of my room is lighter than the other. This side is darker, so that lamp may need to come over closer. Or maybe I need to put this light over this way a little bit more. That's better. So, yeah, so we'll see. Speaking of Mike, happy oh, yeah. Thank you, Hannah. I completely forgot. I got to get used to the setting this all up and everything. But it's hump day. Mike, 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 Mike. So happy hump day, everybody. Thank you, Hannah. Uh, oh my gosh. Oh, thanks. I didn't put them all back on today. I just put on a few. I have more. They're like $1. This one Boo made me. Boo made these years ago. I have a whole bunch of her silly band bracelets. I just put on a few this morning. Just, they're my summer bracelets. So, yes, I released the Kraken. Oh, good, you got your book. Yay, Natalie. Natalie won our monthly book giveaway. She won Journal Sparks. Oh, I should have redone my nails. Oh, well, it's okay. Natalie won Journal Sparks. She's up in Canada, so it took a while to get up to her. It took a week. Well, it only took about a week, didn't it, Natalie? So, yeah. I'm glad you got it. So, I know we're already live and I haven't tweeted yet, but I thought about doing, and I don't know if y'all really want to do this or y'all interested in this, but remember last week when I said I wanted to get that old craft book thing out and try to do some new ideas with it? So Friday, and I got it Tuesday. So yeah, okay, less than a week then. Good, Natalie. Um, I don't know if y'all want to do that, or is that even really interesting to y'all? I don't know. I thought about it and I said, I thought it would be kind of fun to do and come up with new ideas with those old crafts, but I don't know. I don't know. You know, it may be a maybe a like a you know. But anyway, so I put this here just to test the colors and everything. See, okay, there. Look, guys, this is what I meant about the light lock. Watch. Can y'all see it kind of flashing a little? Is it irritating? Oh, I know, Jean, but I didn't know if that was something anybody be interested in, or if I should just go ahead and do, some drawing or coloring or collaging. It doesn't matter. Today I'm kind of open. I'm kind of open to whatever today. So, because I have a lot of other stuff going on, so it's kind of like I hadn't had time to really think. And plus, when I'm thinking about the show right now, all I've been thinking about was my camera okay? Is the sound crackling? I got to look this up. I got to, because we're on it, it's new for us. I mean, even though we've been streaming for some of us, 7, 8 years, um, you don't know. No, Janet, I wasn't going to say we're going to do them. What I wanted to do was rethink them into something more modern. Oh, thanks, Jean. I appreciate that. Thank you. So, even though live streaming is not the issue, the issue. And but I do have my chat a little bigger, which makes me happy. I forgot who it was. Oh, but there it went. Yeah, I have to keep my cursor locked on the chat, or it flickers off and on. Having it a little bigger is nice. When you get a bit more tech wise, you'll be able to do picture in picture with both cameras. Yeah, I don't know what's better, Ian. If I want to use OBS or Gene has, and I know OBS is free, and Manicam, Many, many, like very many. Manicam is cost some, but I don't know. It might be easier. Manicam, that's what Gene uses. But yeah, I know Ian. I know Ian's been a mod for a week, and he's already pushing me to do OBS. You're great, Ian. And by the way, don't follow Ian on Facebook. He does watercolor. So sorry, guys. I just lost my voice. Let me take a sip of coffee. Oh, thanks, guys. Can't help it. Yeah, you like Mike? I'm gonna have to go get some hot coffee. My coffee's cold, or I might get some juice. No buffering either. I think it was issue with YouTube being broken on my. Yeah, and Gene did say, and let me say that because on Monday I did go back and watch. Well, I kind of fast forwarded through my video, and of course I knew the crackling was there, but there was a lot of flickering and pixelization throughout the video. And Gene told me that YouTube, I don't know that it was completely down, but they were having issues right at the same time I was streaming. So I think some of the issues from my video quality on Monday wasn't all entirely my fault. Well, wouldn't have been my fault, but you know what I mean. So I think that could have been they were tweaking some. I say tweaking because I don't know what they do. uh, uh, yeah, Gene thinks Manicam is easier to set up and use. Just the simple stuff, yeah, Ian. Hey, Susan. I like YouTube. You get, no, I want to use YouTube because I'm already partnered with YouTube, Janelle, and so yeah, I'm already here. I already have people following me on YouTube, and to start on Twitch. Not that there's anything wrong with Twitch, but I'd have to start from scratch over there, and Here, settings you can change. Thanks to yeah, and y'all can change your settings with the little wheel underneath your video. See, I don't have that on just going live. I'd have to go into the events and do some other things, but it should be HD. I mean, it looks HD to me with my HD camera automatically. But if you guys want to check your quality, go into the little wheel and go to quality, and you can set it to 1080, or if it buffers for you, knock it down one, seven, whatever it is. Hey, Susan, Zeely, Button. Yeah, and you do have to deal with a lot of spam and say, I know, but yeah, I know. I go to Twitch. I'm not dissing on Twitch. I watch Twitch. I watch people over there. But do I want to start over there? Not if I don't have to. Yeah, it's more often than not the person's internet service that makes the buffering. Yeah. Thanks, Jean. Thanks. You're too old to learn a new platform. Well, I watch. There's some good artists over on Twitch. Don't get me wrong, but it is a lot of young people. You got to be prepared for language and stuff. Just saying. Which it is what it is what it is. Um, it came in on your computer at 720. See, I didn't do any settings with that in, so I don't know, because now that I'm already live, I don't know that I can change anything. But it looks good if that's what it's set at, 720. Doesn't it look pretty good to you guys? Oh, thanks, Annie. Does it look? I mean, it looks fine to me. If it's at 720 and that makes it less buffering for everybody else, this looks pretty darn good to me. Okay, so yeah, this I finished this page a couple weeks. I think it's a couple weeks ago now. This is out of Mythomorphia, Kirby Roseanne's Mythomorphia, and I did completely finish it. I'll post pictures of it later I have a Facebook color book album. I have different albums on Facebook, and you don't have to follow me or me follow you to see all my art. So you can go to my Facebook, go to my albums, and all my art albums are public. So you can go look at them there. I have a color book, portraits, just general art. I have what's on my art desk album. I don't know, about 5 or 6 albums over there that are public. I'm on your 4K TV and it was perfect. Oh, good, Robin. Thank you. Thanks, guys. And yeah, it's a little early. I mean, it's a little chatty early on. You can leave on Monday. He was buffering. Oh, wait. You can leave YouTube. Oh, no, I'm not, Kenneth. Um, yeah, I was buffering and there was some issues on Monday, and I think Jean said that YouTube was, I don't know if that was down or having issues on Monday right at the same time I was streaming. So we're gonna soldier on here, people. Hey, Heather. Yes, I've released the Kraken. And I do want to, maybe next week, I want to get out all my color books and do a show and tell of all my pages. Now, a lot of my, not every page is done, especially like in my Kirby Roseanne's books, Mythomorphia, Anamorphia, Imagimorphia, and Phantomorphia. I do a lot of backgrounds first, like prep a lot of backgrounds in my Kirby books. So there's a lot of unfinished pages in my 4 Kirby books. Oh, hi, Heidi. Good to have you here again. Hey, Julie Topaz. Happy Hump Day. Yes, we. I want to go through all my finished pages, but in my 4 Kirby books like this, see, I've just got background. I just got background like washes, and so there a lot of them are not done in my completely finished in my Kirby books, but I still would like to do a total flip of all. Not flip through all my books. There's no way I can do all that, but show all my finished color book pages. And what that means, hi Colleen, I have to get out all my color books and flag all the finished pages so that I'm not literally doing a color book flip of every book, but just going literally to the page that's done. So yeah, so I did finish the Kraken. There's some other ones that are done in here. This one's done. Oh, thank you. Thanks so much. Is it Kaleidoscope? Thanks so much. I appreciate that. Thanks, guys, for the super chat money. I appreciate that. This page, the blue colors are just so beautiful. Yeah, I love the teal colors. I love the Mike. Oh, Christy, Anthony, and Angel. Thank you, Christy, Anthony, and Angel. Thanks so much. You guys, you're so sweet. So yeah, I love the teal colors. And this is an example of where you can have minimum colors and still do a lot with just minimum colors. So this one's done. What else do I have done in this book? Because I just have it here. So let's see what else I have finished. This one's finished. Thank you. Your Anthony Christie. Oh, thanks, Anthony. Thank you. Thank you, Anthony Christie and Angel. Thanks so much. So this one's done. This side's done, and this side's in progress. I have a post-it here. So this is the water dragon. This is going to be the fire dragon, and it's going to be like in oranges and reds. This one's in blues and greens. What else do I have? This my werewolf is done. The werewolf, and he's kind of creepy cool. Okay, got a little bright. I gotta play here a little. Hang on, guys. I got different settings too. There we go. I have different settings. I mean, a different advanced settings on this camera than the other camera, so it looks different and everything. So I got to get used to that too. Yeah, this one has about. I think I did this one in 4 or 5, and that's all gold and silver there, so it's very shiny, so it's reflective. I did this one in 4 or 5 parts, and I think out of the 4 or 5 parts, one part did not upload, and so one is missing. This one right here is in progress. It's got a lot of snow and stickles. This one's done. This one's not. So yeah, there's a few, pages done in here. But anyway, I just want to show y'all I did finish this page, and I'll post it later. So if y'all are talking to me, put it in caps so I know that you're talking to me. So the other thing that I wanted to show was I did finish this from Monday. Ooh, now see, it got dark. Go. So I finished this one, and I can zoom in with this camera. It's letting me zoom. But the issue that we had with the 930, which is this one, versus the 920, which is the one I've been using for the last couple of years, is this one does not have light lock. And that's the issue that all the techies say is their issue with it. It's supposedly a better quality picture with the 930, but there's no light lock, which is odd. And they don't even understand why Logitech did that. But so anyway, I finished this one. I added all that moss. So all those little black squiggles, I could just zoom in. I'm just going to hold it up. All those little black squiggles, I added that moss myself. And this was a quick page. I mean, really, there's not a lot to this page. I watercolor based it on Monday. And then I just added this, did one flower on Monday. And it wasn't a lot of work to this one. So, but the moss probably took me as long as some of the flowers because, that's all done. And I do that with just a Sharpie pen. And all I do is let's do the zoom in. Um, let's see here. Let me get to see how many times I can zoom in. I could even zoom in more, but this is far enough. I just do little squiggles. Let's get my pen to work here. It's just little like scribbles and dots to make it's just scribbles and dots. Thanks, Kmore. Hi, good, by the way. The C930 is for a different kind of web video format than the 920. Ah, see, I did not know that, Ian. I could get lost in your. Oh, thanks, guys. Thanks, Christy. Yeah, I want to try to do. See, Ian knows all that stuff. Ian was so nice to. He actually called me to explain some stuff to me. I really appreciated it, Ian. Um, so that's all I do for the moss. It's just some like little scribbles and dots to make it look like Spanish moss. But to do it nice, does take a little bit of time. You're awesome at scribbling, Julie Topaz. Don't be jealous, y'all. I'm awesome at scribbling. Julie. Okay, so those are the two things that I wanted to show y'all that I got done, and this one is out of Nightfall. So, girls, you're crazy. Oh. Hey, Shy, how you doing? Um, yeah, I did it also on this other picture that I did in here, the other one that's finished, this one. So I did do the moss around the edges here, and that is just extra coloring around the edges too, just to make it look more mossy, I guess. And just did a little bit around there, more down here. See, I did it heavier down at the bottom here, and I kind of contained it like as a border rather than letting it just spill out all over the place. So yeah. Hey Tanya, Dan is Tanya. From I know her because she comments all the time on my YouTube comments. So Dan is Tanya. Hi Kenneth. Dots in the picture bring out more depth. Colors. Yeah, thank you, Tanya. Yeah, Tanya's in Oz. So that is out of Nightfall. So again, I want to get out all my color book finished pages and just kind of go right to the pages. Okay, so that being said, I talked earlier. Let me try to get that glare off there. I asked if what y'all wanted to do today. Hi, Queen Pam. I know, guys. If you're watching this live show, at the beginning of the live show, I say hi to everybody. I say good morning. I do chat. So if you don't like the chatty part, which that's what the show is, a live show is chatty. I mean, let's just face it. Then just fast forward. Fast forward. Don't email me. um, so I was wanting to know if y'all really wanted, and if you don't want to, that's fine. I'm going to ask you guys. Let's put something right there so it's not. There's a glare right there. There's a glare right there. On my, I'm gonna have to go back to my solid black paper, I think, because my black paper is matte, and it won't do that. If y'all are wanting to do kidding, we're not going to be macrame. We're not going to be doing, dried roses in moss. What my idea was with that book, what my idea was at that book is how can we rethink or get new ideas? just like get new ideas from it. Like no macrame today. Julie. Happy hump day, everybody. Aw, thanks. Is it Re-Ray? Thanks, Re-Ray. And don't forget, guys, if y'all want to follow anybody here, just go to the end of their name, and you'll see three dots. Click on those three dots. You'll see go to channel, and you can go to that person's channel. And it never does for me. It doesn't take you away from this channel. You'll just have two windows open where you can go and subscribe or follow or look over other people's channels. So y'all do that. Y'all share the love. We could mind map one of the crafts and explore the possibilities and see where it. There we go. That's good, Pacola. We'll do a test. We'll test it, right? Okay, let's do that. All right. Let me go ahead and probably back out one because let me back out one. Let's see here. Where's my other? Here's this one. The back out window. It's two different windows. It's two different windows for. Did it back out any? Let's see. Did it back out? Am I locked in now? Now maybe I can't back out. Where's my hand? Here we go. Yeah, there we go. It said it backed out, but I don't know that it is. Did it? Okay. All right. So here's the book I'm talking about. We pulled this out. We pulled this off the shelf. Okay, I gotta do something. Just let me prop that up. Let me get something to prop that up so that the ring light is not glaring. There we go. We're still a little close. I don't know. Let's see. Okay. Did that back us out some? So, because I want to show the whole book here. So again, this book was what I say it was 1992. This is one of those subscription books. It's from 1992, where you would get every month you'd get some new craft. Thanks, Tanya. You would get a new craft. Yeah, it's fun if y'all haven't been on Ustream and you're just now getting over to a live show here on YouTube and seeing the chat and meeting everybody in chat. It does make a difference when you're watching. You know, you can watch the recordings and see the chat now, where you couldn't do that with Ustream. So it kind of makes it fun. Hi, Marie, Darla, Tracy. It makes it kind of fun to see what's going on. It does to me anyway. I like it, you know. And everybody here is nice. You know, the mods will kick any trolls, so we're good. So anyway, I'm going to try to get the light so it's kind of balance there. So my idea wasn't, and everyone came with patterns, got all kinds of patterns and all kind of stuff. Came in the book. So my idea was last week was to take, try one, not do the project, but reinterpret it, like kind of like mind map it out and get new ideas, new colors, like I don't know. I haven't thought about it because I haven't done it yet. I didn't pre-do this. Don't delete me. We know, Faithful. We know. Oh, hey, Rachel. Anybody else popping in? Thanks for being here. Oh, I'm sorry. Did we hurt your feelings by not catch? I don't know. Here's the thing, Rachel. If you're talking to me, put it in caps. I probably will not see your comments if they're not in caps. I won't think you're yelling at me. Like my band so much, had to copy bands. What bands, Heidi? I'm not sure what bands. My rock bands? Okay, well, Rachel, then maybe you don't want to be here, Rachel. Yeah, you can leave, Rachel. we weren't, no one's keeping you here. If you think it's rude, then no one's keeping you here. Bye. Oh, these bands. Yeah. Yeah. They're, I just got them for like summer bands, Heidi. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you guys. Thanks for the troll alert. Okay. So what we want to do is, I don't know if I want to do this. Okay. Well, here's one. Let's see this. Because Schneeren Schnitt, which means scissor cut in German, this is, silhouette cutting and cameo cutting is still is popular. So let's update the hand cutting of this to our machines. Now again, guys, I'm just going to play here, and I'm going to write big. I'm going to write in a that's too propped up here. Um, let me get something not as tall. Let me get my this book here, this Carrie Smith. Y'all remember Living Out Loud? This book. This one's kind of old. 2003, Carrie Smith. I just want to prop it up enough so that there's that one little shine spot. There we go. That's better. So if we take and okay, so let's just think about it. And again, this is not planned or scripted. We all just like jump in. Hi, Eileen, our enabler elf. Okay, Janet. Trying to get how to mail right. Okay, Janet, thanks. Hey, Galena. Anybody else I missed? Good morning. Hey, share coloring. Okay, so let's just call it paper cut. Detail, and it is detailed. So this is before we had any kind of cutting machines, and we're going to do a couple of these guys. We don't know if it's going to be anything, but like kind of like the Society Idea Collectors. I think this would be number 30. Is this 33 or 34? I'm not sure. Picola would find. I can look, but anyway. Okay, so let's see. Let's get serious. Let's think. Let's think, people. Okay, so we have our cameo silhouette machines or others. There's other cutting machines too. The brother cut a something. There's different kind of cutting machines. So I'll just say cutting machines. So I like to use my cuts. I like to use them in collage and mixed media. But other people, like they'll make these cuts and stuff, and they'll use them on their like their their, I don't want to say their ads, but they're kind of like their ads for their businesses. They'll make banners. You can make all kinds of things with the cutting machine. You can make a long, and I should have pulled out the cameo today. See, I didn't know that this was the page we're going to land on. But to show you some of the, here, let me, where's my notebook? Going under the table for a minute. So I keep a lot of my cuts in this old Technique Tuesday binder. See how the light doesn't lock in? In this Technique Tuesday binder. And another thing that you can use them for is stencils, which I love me some, they're flying all over the place. Let me get a piece of black paper. Piece of black paper. Here we go. So they'll show up. So you can see some of the different kinds of cutouts you can do with the cameo. We've got leaves, and we can do all kinds of things. You can make borders. Here's a whole bunch of gears. Let me move these. Here's a whole bunch of gears. And so there's just so much you can do with the cameo cutout. Maybe this wasn't a good idea. So this one is the bendy world at the edge of the equator. This is how detailed of a cut you can get with the, thanks, Hannah. This is the detail you can get with your Cameo. Okay. I would not want to even attempt to try to snare and schnit this. There's just no way. Um, so by using different, here's one this one we did a while back, and it's a little beat up, but uh, did a Cameo cutout and ran it through the embossing machine and put glitter on it. So you can, let's just say some of the things that you can do with the stencils. Then you can emboss. And again, guys, if y'all have never been in one of the Society of Idea Collector shows, we write down all the different ideas we come up with and then reinterpret them to work for yourself. Hey, wee hootie, reinterpret them. Yeah, Eileen, you need to get yours off the shelf. And your butt and your your machine. So you can glitter, you can what do you call it? And I'm writing real big here, guys, so y'all can see it. I don't normally write this big, but I do on the show so you can see. Um, so you can glitter, you can paint, you can jelly print. This is some of the stuff you can do with the cutouts, and even if you hand cut. I mean, there's some things that aren't that, they're not that, like this here. Something like, like a maple leaf, something like that. Cameos are like treadmills, never get used. Tanya, do you have one and not using it? Well, here let's think about now how we can use it. Using your machines. Use them. So again, if you're in the Society Idea Collectors, and you know what, I might do a giveaway today for the out of the bowl. There's a glare right there. I'm trying to keep get the glare off. There we go. Here's one of the coffee cups. I think I'll do a Society of Idea Collectors. I'll give away some of these die cuts. Let me make a note of that. Society Idea Collector giveaway. And for this, I just pull out the bowl. If you're a member of the Society Idea Collectors, I have your name in a bowl. You love your kid. I love mine too, Jean. It's just I don't get it out as often. I get it out every couple of months and do a whole bunch of cutting. And then I have a whole notebook here. Maybe I'll flip through some of this and show you some of the things I've cut out, even though I don't have my Cameo set up today. When I set up the Cameos, usually when I do a face-to-face where I can talk to y'all face-to-face, I know he's going to make me do OBS or Manicam. He's going to make me. Then I can do a face-to-face and you're seeing me do something, that doesn't require a close-up. Okay, so yeah, we'll do some die cuts. Or I don't know if they're actually, I guess they're considered die cuts if it's on a Cameo, even though it's not a die, Okay, so jelly printing and play, and I got some of those in here too. I said emboss. Y'all can come in and chat in at any time. What do you guys use your cuts for? Like I said, I use mine in collage and mixed media. So we're kind of going with the Schnare and Schnitt. I think I'm saying that, the Schnare and Schnitt scissor cut in German. And it says, a definition that belies the delicacy of this old world art. This design is the perfect project for the first-time Schnare and Schnitt crafter. The pattern is quite simple to cut, even though the finished look may seem rather intricate. And what a heartwarming way to confirm the bonds of friendship. So here again, you can use them in your mixed media and collage. You can make cards. We do have a lot of girls that make cards. And, I'll just say scrap or what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? Smash book, scrap or smash. You can use them in your any, I kind of distinguish between a mixed media collage page and a scrap and smash page because this can be more like your own photos, and your own story. I'll just say you can, more, and it can be more writing as well. So you can also use your cutout. Jean uses hers a lot. Jean uses her cutouts in her scrapping and her memory. Oh, that's what I want to say. Memories. I have a collection of those scissor cut pictures that I have got from Amish shops. Oh, in Indiana, Julie Topaz. Yeah. And now they're actually, and they have those little scissors, the little scissors with the stork on them. I don't know if that's exactly what they use. Let's see what they say here. Or they might just be using like, medical scissors, like, tiny, tiny. They just have scissors. They're not being particular about what kind. Um, Dee Dee, the cutouts are great to give to kitties to chase around the house. Eileen, you're so bad. Eileen. So, you can use it for that. This is just we're just kind of getting warmed up here, guys. How do you get added to site? You email me, email me. And what I like to know, if you are in the Society Idea Collectors, I like to know what book do you collect your ideas in? Collect in, not books you collect. What books do you write your ideas down in? It can be a composition book, it can be a traveler's, it can be any, it doesn't matter. I just like to know what kind of book you collect your ideas in. And if you want to be in any drawings, I have to have your address, which, by the way, I mean, everybody that's been on our Ustream show for years knows, I don't share your address. I'm not going to give it to anybody. I don't put you on a mailing list. I don't do nothing with it. It all just goes in my my Rolodex. That's all. So that if you win a drawing, I have your address to mail it to you. I have to earn the members of the club. Oh my gosh, Christy. Christy said, I hope to earn the approval of you and the extended family members of the club someday. And guys, there's not really, you don't really have to do anything. You don't have to submit anything. I don't have a Facebook group about it. I just have like 30 to 34, something like that, videos under Society Idea Collector playlist. There's a playlist for it. And you can just go back and watch over the years. Did I get the email? No, I did not get your email last week. No, I did not. Clara, no, I did not. Yeah, email me again. I mean, I'll check my spam folder, but I'm pretty good about all that. So, and I usually answer everybody back with even thanks, something. So, yeah, Ray, Julie Topaz, or one of the girls will put it in there for you. Okay, so again, looking back at this, you know what? Maybe I wonder. I can't give this whole book away; it's just way too heavy. But would anybody be interested? Or would they think I'm never going to use that? Like give the page away. Give the page away that we talk about. I don't know. Thanks, Pacola. This is episode 34. Okay. I can mail a page, do a Society of Idea Collectors giveaway, and like I can give away some die cuts and give away this page. What does that? Is that cheese balls? Nobody gonna want that. uh, uh, Thanks, Pacola. Hey, welcome back, Dot. Y'all let me know. Yeah, no, it's on. No, no, don't email me through YouTube. And by the way, guys, messaging through YouTube is going to end. Um, Private messaging through YouTube, we got like if you go back and look in your where you would message, it says that they're not going to, it's not used enough, is what YouTube said. That people don't use the private messaging enough to justify it. So they're doing away with private messaging on YouTube. I don't know when. I didn't see a date. There could have been there and I just didn't notice it. So, yeah. So no, you got to email me at my there. Piccolo just put it in there. Doing the page thing. You think, Mary? Okay. And I'll do it through those that are in the Society Idea Collectors. That way, it's all kind of like confined to that. Okay, so Jean said Cameo uses digital files to cut, and when you buy Cameo Starbuck, you get Cameo Starbuck. You get 100 files usually, and other than most of the files are, yeah. So Jean's talking about the Cameo prices, and I'm going to show you some of my cuts here in my folder. And I don't have everything I own, every cut file that I own in this book, but I'll show you some examples, right? They're usually like about $1, and you have them forever. And you can cut them a gazillion times. You don't have to be connected to the internet to cut files. It's just on your computer. So that's one of the advantages. Star's the one asking the question. Thank you, Jean. I was going to say, that's new to me. Is there some new file called Starbuck? Thanks, Jean. Starbuck is one of the girls in the chat. That's her name. Hi, Stars, by the way. Um, did not know you can private message on YouTube. Yes, nobody was using it because they didn't know about it. Yeah, yeah. I used it occasionally, and people did message me occasionally, but you know, I guess people just email or private message on like their social media, Messenger or Twitter or whatever. If they want to know something, they just, you can PM somebody or DM, private message or direct message, whichever one they call it, on Twitter, Facebook, Messenger, Instagram has it. There's just so many different ways to private message people that I guess YouTube is just like, it's just not one that people used, right? So, but anyway, I'm not selling cameos. I'm not sponsored by anybody, or anything like that. I'm just saying that this is one of the things. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this page out. And when I do I'll show you my bowl. Where's my bowl here? So if you're in the bowl, and there's more, this is more in here than looks. And plus we've done a lot of giveaways. I just put your name in the bowl. I have to have your address though to put your name in the bowl, because there's no way I can go hunt everybody's address down if they win something, because there's a lot of these people that are in the bowl, they're not going to be here, right? So they're not going to know they won. That means I've got to go hunt them up. And just to give y'all an example here, and I've shown this before, this is everybody that's in the Society Idea Collectors, and this is everybody else. These are all the fibs, friends in the box, and these are all my Society Idea Collector people. So you can see I can't spend hours trying to find you. Even if I follow it alphabetically, it's still, if you sign up for the Society Idea Collectors, you got to email me your address. And again, I do not give it to anybody. Will you read what we have come up with so far for cutouts? Sure. Okay, so first off, use your, so whether you have a cutting machine, whether you use a die cut, the kind that you crank, and you have the little dies, like Mary Altier, she scored at a yard sale and got a bunch of the, I forgot the brand name of the cutouts. Anyway, that you run through the machine to cut out, whether you have that kind of machine, an electric machine, or if you just trade or share die cuts, or if you buy them, so you can use them in collage, mixed media, stencils. You can emboss them, glitter them, paint them, jelly print them. We've done all of these. You can use them in your cards, your scrapbooking, your mixed media, or your collage, like we said, your own photos, your own story, your writing, your memories, or if you do any of the we did the Society Idea Collectors page a week, which I gotta say, I haven't kept up with mine, but I can show them to you. Uh, I can show you the ones I got done. I think I went through, did I go through March? So, but I showed you the idea. Whether I do every idea I show you, I want to show you all the ideas that we have. So even if I don't do everything for however long we come up with the ideas, at least you have the idea. And again, guys, the main thing about the Society Idea Collectors, go back and watch some of the other shows. The main thing is that you have to write it down. That is the key to using your ideas, developing your ideas. You don't have to mind map. I like to mind map. But you have to write it down. Okay, so for instance, where's my, okay. I haven't had time to put these in a notebook or file or yet. Here are all my notes from you guys and everything else that I found out or could find out about how YouTube Live. Everything goes on Post-it note. And then I'll transfer those notes into the appropriate either travelers, my big 3-ring binder, or whatever book, because I have multiple books, whatever book is most appropriate for that thing. So a page a month would have been easier. Yeah, Picola. But it's the same principle. That's the thing. It's the same principle. Using, whether you do a month, a week, a day, whatever it is, it's the principle of the thing on collecting your ideas and using them. Okay, so that's some of the things that you can use your die cuts. And again, this is what's coming to our mind, or my mind anyway, when I think of the cutouts, the old-fashioned way, which there's nothing wrong with this. And if you would like to fussy cut, all right, so here, how about, let's say this. How about when you fussy cut, my pen's drying, you could fussy cut, things for collage, out of magazines, calendars, old books. This is what you can fussy cut. And here's the thing about this, guys. When you personally write these kind of ideas down that we share, you are going to get your own ideas from them. Something that will occur to you. Like when I say fussy cut, you may think something totally other than a magazine, right? Or how to use that. Like I use mine in collage, but you might use yours in total different ways. And that's the beauty of the Society of Idea Collectors is when you write them down, mind map it, list it. Those are my two favorite things to do: mind map and list. You will have your own ideas. Things will occur to you that wouldn't occur to me or the next person. And that's where your ideas and your creativity, your inspiration, your imagination will come in. I don't know that anybody ever embossed a Schneerenschnitt, or anybody ever glittered. Or what about if you could cut this out of foil paper? Now there's foil papers that probably we didn't have, other than just foil, silver foil, aluminum foil. But now there's all kinds of metal looking papers in every color, foil papers in colors. And see, this is how I like it's fun for me to, branch out, tree branch, list, and do all this. This to me gives me lots of ideas. Marie, we streamed Tuesday. I will show my book idea. I was so glad you showed us how to do it. Your book. Okay, I haven't seen it, Marie, so I'm not sure what book. Are you collecting fuzzy? No, I got my 2 cats. I have my door shut though, so they can't come in while I'm streaming. I try to let them in every now and then, but they come plop themselves right here. Right, that's just the way they do. Okay, so if y'all have any comments or questions, ask. Okay, so there's some things that just take your old timey schnare and shit and this schnare and schnitt and address how that could be used with your die cuts and all that. Now I'm going to show you some of my die cuts. Let me move this off here for a minute, and they are in plastic sleeves, so we're probably going to get some glare, but in here so that they don't get crunched. But I do have some in the ones I use more often. I'll keep in just a little thing like this, just a little, pencil bag. So if I want to use some like my coffee cups, here's my Society Idea Collector stickers, which I need pull these out and send when I do. I made put this on sticker paper. So I'll give some of those. Let's see. So I just have whatever little bits and bobs in here of cutouts, the coffee cups and stuff like that. But the bulk of the ones that I have cut, I keep in this binder. So if you want to know how to keep your cut files neat, and it doesn't have to be a Tuesday morning. This is just the binder because I don't put my rubber stamps, my acrylic stamps. I don't put acrylic stamps in binders. Um, but yeah, cut out on. There you go. Let me write that down. Where'd my paper go? Where'd it go? So Pacola said cut out on cut them on sticker paper. So that is true. They do even have sticker paper. I believe the companies make them, but I get my sticker paper. I got just some inexpensive, like 100 sheets for like $9. If you get sticker paper on Amazon, if you get sticker paper like from the office supply stores, it's a higher quality, it's thicker and it's better, but it's like 10 times the price. I think it was like $50 for 20. I don't even remember. It was redonkulous. The price of sticker paper that they sell, like, I mean, it's good, better quality. Don't get me wrong, but for just making little stickers like this little thin paper is fine, for me. So, but yeah, sticker paper. There you go. Thank you, Pacola. See, y'all are cut crack-a-lacking. Okay, so the other thing I don't think I wrote down here with embossed glitter, paint, jelly print, foil papers is also scrap papers. Scrap papers, like this is cut out of a scrapbook paper. So you can cut your images, your die cuts. I should just call them die cuts. Cut them out on different scrapbook paper. Like this is a leaf paper, leaf scrapbook paper. So I cut leaves out of leaf paper. Yeah, I got the matte one too, and it's not shiny, Eileen. That's what this is. Although if I want it to be shiny, I'll just put contact paper over it and make it thicker and shiny if I want a gloss. Or if I had done this is a stays on ink, so it's not going to move. But if you wanted to do any kind of art or anything that's like, let's just say you want to do some watercolor, well, you're going to make copies. But let's say you made some copies on your inkjet printer that will smear. You can just put lamp. I don't want when I say laminate, I don't necessarily mean it like a laminating machine or taking it to somewhere and getting it laminated. I'm just talking about clear contact type paper. You can get laminating paper, just sticky clear paper to put over the top. So you can laminate your stickers with contact paper or sheets of contact, clear sticky paper. If you use paper, you have done watercolor on. Well, you can use anything. You can use anything, but you got to be aware that, depending on if you're making an original, if you're making copies, and a lot of people's a lot of people's printers, their inkjet printers are not waterproof. They might be water resistant, but depending on what you're going to do with them, like this is stays on ink, and I just hand stamp these out. I hand stamp these out for the Society Idea Collectors. And this is all I'm doing with them is I'm just cutting them like this and making my own little stickers. This is on that sticker paper, right? So But you can also cut your shapes out on your machine. So you could cut a whole bunch of these out on your machine. Night, Tanya. Yeah, it's midnight, Nas. Yeah. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. I love you on YouTube. How many times are you on? My YouTube times are the same as my Ustream times are or were. Every Monday and Wednesday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Although I do come on about 8:30. I do come on about 30 minutes early. Previously on Ustream, I would come on 30 minutes early, and it things or OBS or some other things, I'm automatically live when I go YouTube live. So if I come on at 8:30 and I'm going to chat with y'all for, 20, 30 minutes or whatever. So if you're watching the recording, you don't like all that, just fast forward. But I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and the occasional Friday, usually about once a month on Fridays. And it's an impromptu. I don't know what Friday mornings, but it's all at the same time, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know. I know. Isn't it clear and nice? Yeah. Because and again, we all have HD cameras over on Ustream, but Ustream did not give us free HD. So, but over here on YouTube, we have HD. So, it's nice. Uh, fuzzy cats on my paper. Fuzzy cats. Fuzzy cats. I'm not sure what the fuzzy cat thing is, Prisma. So, anyway, yeah. So, I'm every Monday and Wednesday for sure, unless something comes up. We all have life things happen. But every Monday and Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern, I'm live. And I forgot, did I even tweet this morning? I didn't even tweet this morning. I totally forgot. Because again, guys, I get a little, I'm a little, have to set up all the new stuff and everything. I'll get used to it and I'll find more tweaking and more settings and, things like that as we go. Shows here on live on YouTube. I just uploaded all my videos straight from Ustream to YouTube, unedited. I don't edit anything, so they're live. They're just whatever happens happens. Oh, look under my arm. Oh, fuzzy cat. No, this is a feather. This is what you're talking about, Placola. I mean, Prisma. Yeah, that's a embossed feather. It's a cutout, embossed, and glittered feather. So anyway, yeah, just making little stickers like this for the Society Idea Collectors. Thank you, Charlene. I know. I'm so glad to have so many more people over here. And everybody, as long as you're not a troll, you're welcome here. And again, we don't mind, sharing. That's one thing, only mods can put in links here. Um, uh, Over there I could allow links and everybody could put in links, but over here only mods can put in links. But that being said, everybody can find your YouTube channel just by going over at the end of your name and clicking the three dots, and anybody can find anybody's YouTube channel. So if you're here, your YouTube channel is available for anybody um, to see. Fuzzy cuts looks like fuzzy cuts looks like fuzzy cats. Oh, fuzz. I'm not still not showing, even with fuzzy cuts. I'm not sure about cuts. Sorry, Prisma, I'm not following. And again, I miss stuff in chat. All right, so let me show you some of the ones that we've cut out here. Again, I showed you the world. Let's go this way. The world. You can cut stencils. And then also don't forget, when you cut something out, like this was made to cut out these leaves and stuff, you could also make them any size. I'm sorry, guys. I still don't have any clue what you're talking about. You're talking about fuzzy cats on here? Fuzzy cuts? That says fuzzy cut. Fussy. Oh, okay. Oh, good grief. So y'all are correcting my spelling. Okay, that's what it is. Fussy rather than fuzzy. Gee, guys. Okay, fussy cut instead of fuzzy cuts. Good grief, Prisma. Okay. So anyway, you can make them any size. Like this, you can cut them this size. Here's a bigger. You can you can cut them any, whatever size you want. And so when I do it, I'll do when I do a machine, get the machine out and show you again. Although I do have some videos on there. So you can use the negative space where you cut the image out of, you can use that for a stencil. So this was a sheet that I cut out a bunch of the leaves and things, but now it can be a stencil as well. You girls are crazy. Same thing for here. There's you can use these for borders in your journals, in your mixed media, and whatever you can use for borders. And so here's some more that are a good example of the negative space. Like I cut these birds out, and there's the negative space from the birds. I probably gave all the birds away. I don't see any birds here, but you can use use these the negative space, and don't forget you can use your own pens, and you can. This one's almost empty here. You can use them in multiple ways. You can use the cuts themselves in so many ways. Okay, so here's like, all right, so I'd cut out a bunch of feathers. Here's the negative space of the feathers. You can use that as a stencil. Yeah, I did, Shy, I have jelly printed them. There may be some in here. We'll see. We'll see if there's some jelly printed ones in here. I've done that. Jean's done that. Yeah. Okay, so here's some big. Okay, here's one that was jelly printed. Jelly printed paper, and then you can cut it out, or you could do it two different ways. You can jelly print your paper. Well, I wouldn't recommend that. I don't think I'd recommend putting your painted papers in your Cameo or any machine, because it could probably jam it up. But take your cuts and then jelly print them, and then you'll also end up on your jelly plate with the shapes of the negative space, and you can use that too. So here's another one. This one we did with dilutions. I think I did a smack and drag with this one. So here's a peacock feather, and I think we did a smack and drag with these. And smack and drag is where you have the sprayed out ink and you drag your paper through the ink. So there's one there. And that is flashing out my camera. I mean, let me, I gotta move that ring light. It's making things flash. Or let me just prop this up again. There we go. Because we are on plastic paper here. Bye, Charlene. Oh, you're in New Zealand. It's 1:30 a.m. Thank you. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for being here. Sleep well. So that's with ink on it. So jelly plating, inking. Let's write that down. Run out of room here. I'm writing too big for my own good. Smack and drag ink. I call it smack and dragon, but it's just dragging it through the ink. So yeah. So you can see just different go with the flow. That's a good one for a giveaway. Let's do that one. I'm going to pull out some ones for giveaways here. A go with the flow. Sorry, guys, my camera is kind of zooming in and out. And again, I don't have light lock with the 930, but it's not doing it too bad. I think it's just because of the, what do you call it? The shiny plastic. So I'm going to put some things over here for the giveaway. Let me do a leaf here. I love this leaf. So I've taken out quite a few things, so you can see I have a lot of empty spaces. Here's those feathers I was talking about. So after you cut the feathers out, So now you can drag these through the ink. You can paint. Thanks, Hubster. Hubster's going to get me some coffee. Oh, thank you, fresh. That's even better. You can paint these. You can put these on your jelly plate. So I'll put some feathers in a little stack. See, here's the negative space. Here's the negative space of this one. So what we did on this one is after we took the negative space, we glued the negative space, took the feather out, and this is what was left. Then I glued this on a magazine or scrapbook paper, and now you can cut this out, and you can do it, of course, neater. You can cut this out and have the background already printed for you. I'll just quit there, but you can have the something on the background with if you don't want to paint, you don't want to what do you call it, jelly plate. So you can glue negative space. I'll just put stencil, make it easy, onto printed paper. So even if you have, whatever kind of cutout or whatever you have, then you can just put it on. Yeah, so you can do this and use that. You see, so there's just so many things you can do. Here's one that we did a smack and dragon. There's a butterfly. Let me put it on some paper. There's a butterfly that's just dragged through the ink, through Dilutions ink. So yeah, try to keep samples to show, when we talk about this stuff. Here's some of those little ones. More of those. So you can make your own stencils. And Jean, Jean's not sponsoring me. None of this is sponsored, people. I'm just talking about, things we like. Jean does, she does make her own stencils and sells the die cut files. So she does. Oh, here's keep calm and turn your cameo on. These were trees. This was a mask. So this is the negative space here is like a stencil. The positive is you can be used as a mask. Here it is. That's the positive. This is one of my favorites. Now this one I don't think you can't get this from Cameo. This was a two peas, I think. Back when 2 peas in a bucket was around, somebody, I don't even remember who. I think that's where I got this one. Was selling some die cuts, and this one, it shows you the delicacy of the cutouts. I mean, look at this, guys. Look, this is all a tree ring cut out with one tiny little heart. Can you see that little heart right? That's the delicacy of this, of the die cuts. So y'all like the butterfly? Okay, well I think I have another one. I kind of like to keep a sample here, so when I go through and show you things you can do, but I'll put this in the giveaway. It's gonna have to get folded, but I'll put that in the giveaway. Okay, we'll do a giveaway here in a minute. Okay, the camera, all kinds. There's more cameras, and you can do all your fonts, like all your computer fonts. They also sell fonts. Cameo also sells fonts. I think they're like $2.99 for the fonts. But remember what your Cameo does, and that's the only machine I can speak to because I don't have the Brother Cuts a Lot or the other ones. It looks kind of like a Photoshop window. Okay, it looks like a screen where you got your toolbars, all the different sizing, cutting, cut and paste. You can duplicate, you can cut out, you can do all kinds of things in your cutting machine, just like you could in a print. And you can print too. I don't do the printing part, but you can do that, some of that too. Here's a little nativity scene, more. This is like a Instagram type Instack or whatever you call it. I'll put one of those in there too. Okay, so let's see. Very delicate, tiny little bits. Here's a heart. Here's where I cut some out on brown paper. Thanks, Picola. I love this. I need to use this on something just because I think it's very cool. Look at that. Look at that border. It's a little border. I'm going to pull that. I want to use that on something. Airplanes. This is all cut out of craft paper. You can cut out like here, cutting out on scrapbook paper. This is all cut out on scrapbook paper. There's some Halloween stuff. Um, Now I just glued that to a little orange card. So this is the cutout, and I glued it on a card. This is what it looks like. Well, let's see. So, oh, I didn't poke out one of the eyes there. Okay, so again, guys, I'm trying to think of how we can relate the old Schneer and Schnitt, this. Hey, CB. We're relating this to more modern day. Here's some owls. These I think I dragged through silver. Let me get one of these out. These little owls, I dragged this through silver paint, so it has a shine, like silver shine. I'll put one of those. Eileen had made me some skates. So Eileen did at one time use her machine. Oh wait, this isn't where. Oh, maybe they are in here. Did I put them in here? No, this is something different. Oh, that's Eileen's name. I was making her something a while back. She actually made some little. Oh, here they are. These are the little roller skate. I mean, the ice skates. Look. So these are layered up. So here's like the base, and then here's the silver metal part. So then when they're all made up, here's the one Eileen made. Look. Look at those little skates. How cute is that? I posted a student collection on Instagram. You can look like, oh, okay, thanks. Julie Topaz on Instagram posted her Schneer and Schnitt collection on IG. So aren't those cute? And she just put a little, like embossing thread or a string there to make that. Isn't that cute? So here, she sent me a whole bunch of them that I have to put together. It's been a while since she sent me that. So yeah. I know the skates are so cute. But delicate words. I did for Boo's Cheer, I did a lot of their initials, monograms rather. So they had me doing monograms for a long time. These are just some of the, there's part of one. That's not the whole thing, but monograms, you can do monograms. Here's some embossed. This is just embossed paper. I won't get into embossing because that would be a different show or a different topic. So let's see what else we got in here. Okay, so here's some more. Let me put my black paper here. So here's some like Christmas wreath type thing. They're Sizzix dies. Do not use. Oh, they're Sizzix die. Okay, so Eileen's skates were Sizzix dies. Again, guys, die cutting with a machine, your hand cranked dies, or whatever. It's not that I care what machine you use. I just want you to just get the ideas for the die cuts. Here's some little deer cards. I did these for Christmas cards one year. Here's where painted world. Here's the world with paint on it. Christine Garner said they would be good for adorning planners. Yeah, planners. Yeah, that's another thing. And we've talked about that on listing stuff. So planners, because they cut so small. Keep up with the ideas, guys. Writing them down so y'all can use these for whatever. Just kind of got off on, that's happened to be the one we picked today. Okay, here's a cool little bird. We'll put, is the whole bird there? Let me make sure. It's kind of hung up. The bird and the fox are having a fight right here. They're I guess they're tangled up. I don't know. There's a bird and a fox. Oh, little fairy. Here's a winged fairy. And there's mermaids. I've given mermaids too. And see, here it is cut in black. Cut out in black. So it's like a silhouette. Yeah, it looks like a cupcake doily. That would be a good idea, Pacola, as a cupcake doily. Maybe that's what it was made for, too. I don't know. It could have been made as a cupcake doily. But that's a great idea. Set your cupcakes down on it. Thank you, Pacola. See, y'all are so smart. Okay, I'll put one of these fairy girls in the giveaway. So then we got ravens. I've cut these ravens out in black, and I cut these out really big. Remember, guys, you can cut these out any size you want when you have the machine. Oh, these were done on scrapbook paper there. See? Here's a fancy one. I think I tore this one. Some things are torn in there, but you get the idea. Again, here's a bigger cupcake. Now we can make cake plates, Pacola. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm just trying to show y'all different ideas. And again, this one is based off of the craft book, craft collection thing that from 90s. And we're just kind of talking about how it's reinvented, how you can reinvent it. Here's a giant typewriter. This one has been drugged through paint or jelly plated. Here's a giant owl. You can make them bigger. Then here's those same little birds cut out of some scrapbook paper. Here's that other bird. See, you can cut them out of scrapbook paper. What else is here? Here's the little haunted house. And I've cut this out 12 inches square. So here's just a little Halloween. All the little cups. I'll put a couple of those in there too. And feathers. So let me get a couple of teacups in there. And all kinds of leaves. These are all different kinds of leaves. There's another Halloween haunted house. So we'll put a couple of, thank you, Hubster, for the coffee. Thank you. Wait. Okay. So there's just so much you can do with the cutouts like this. Window decoration. Yeah, you can do, they have that vinyl. So let me put that on here too. Pacola suggested. Pacola's not one for lack of ideas. Vinyl, VINY, vinyl for windows. You cut, the self-sticking stuff. What else do we have here? Then I have an okay, so here. And I usually show this stuff when I'm doing a cameo show, but since that's what came up, we're going to move on to something else here in a minute. Okay, so look, little teapot. I'll put one of those down. I'll put one of these in the giveaway. We'll do a giveaway here in just a second. So there's a bunch of teacups and some of this, teapots in this one. And you do want to have, if you do have a lot of die cuts, you want to have some way to organize them in file folders or in sleeves. Here's my mummy. I love this one. So this is just kind of an idea show right now, guys. Here's another feather. This one's cut out of scrapbook paper. Hey, Emma. We're not working on anything at the moment. We're doing kind of a Society of Idea Collector right now. And we're basing it off of, here's some more leaves. Like, look at these leaves cut out of a cloud paper. So, yeah. Here's a stencil one we cut out. Okay, so I think we got the idea. Oh, wait, here's a whole bunch more borders. Some borders. I'll put one of those in there too. All right, so what we're going to do, I will do a Society of Idea Collector giveaway. And then we might go through, here's some little things cut out. See, I put them in envelopes or file folders or sleeves. You got to put them in something because they'll get all tangled up. They're so delicate. A lot of them are. So I just keep a bulk of them in here in this binder, which I've taken them out so many times to show you guys. I do get a little messed up, but it's just an old Technique Tuesday binder that I don't use for stamps anymore. So I just kind of keep them in there. Here's a gear. We'll put the gear over there too. Another gear. Okay, so I got a little pile there. So from that pile, we will do a giveaway here. And I did put one of the stickers in there, I thought. Well, here, I'll just put a couple of Society Idea stickers in it, and whoever gets it can cut them out themselves. All right, so we'll do this little giveaway. And again, if you're in the Society Idea Collectors, your name is in the bowl. I'm going to draw a name out of the bowl. So I just kind of fluff them all up. And then what I do, guys, is I keep your name still. I take them, if you win, I take your name out of the bowl and set it to the side until everybody's name has been drawn, until everybody's won something. So I'm just going to cover it up and just dig down in there and pull one out. Okay, so Painterly Paint Jennifer. Painterly Paint Jennifer is who's going to get these. So yeah. Just email. You have to email me if you want to be in the Society of Idea Collectors. You have to email me your address, which I do not give to anybody, but I have to have your address to do giveaways because I can't be hunting y'all down. Because like Painterly Paint Jennifer, she's not here. So, if she's not here, then that means I have to go find her. I've got to try to email her, got to hunt up her address, try to find her if I don't have her address. So, yeah. And then I also want to know what book you use to collect your ideas in. Okay, what do you collect your ideas in? That's all. And then, if you want to watch, I have 30, this will be number 34 in the Society of Idea Collectors. Number 34 in all the, we have all, and this goes to her too. The paper where we got the idea. She's not here. She's going to win this and she's going to open up her mail and go, oh no, I've got to cut that out. She'll probably be trying to cut that out. But anyway, so the idea here, guys, is using every now and then we'll just pull this big book out from 1992 and go through and try to reinvent, or how do we use it now, reimagine it. How could we, there might be a pattern to that. If there's a snare and schnit pattern, she probably needs that pattern. I'll have to look through here and see if there is one. So anyway, new ideas from them. And if you have any old craft books or any old magazines or anything like that, pull them out and do what we just did. Write down your ideas. Where'd my paper go? Where'd the paper go? Here. Write down, and again, guys, you write small so you can get a lot of information on it. I write big on camera so you can see it. But, I write very tiny so I can get a lot of information on one piece of paper. And then rethink the old crafts that you have in your magazines or your books or, whatever. And just like mind map it out so that at what you can come up with. In this case, I didn't really come up with anything new because my whole mind was on the cutting machines. When I looked at the snare and schnit, it was all about how we do it now. But, rethink it, reinvent it. So we'll pull some of these every now and then for the Society of Idea Collectors and just kind of think about it. And I don't know. I just thought it would be kind of fun. Like when I remembered that I had this book on the shelf last week, Okay, so let's see what else we can do society idea collector wise, because that's kind of where we went with the show today. Oh, I know what. I'll show one of the things on my book here. So here was one of the, is this the right book? Here's one of my Society Idea Collector books. This was the one, well, this got multiple things. And I did kind of start putting rag flags on some of my binders just because it's pretty. I just liked them. I like to make them. And that's the other thing. Let me put one of those on. I have a bunch made. I'll put one in a Painterly Paint Girls giveaway. So if y'all have any questions, so now I kind of ignored chat for a few minutes while I was gabbing. So, but this was some of the things that we did. This is one of my Society Idea Collector binders, and I'll show you a few of the ideas just to kind of, because that's what we're talking about right now. Here are where we started. And again, these are my simplest ones. These were my simplest mind mapping colors. And that was the other thing that I wrote down here. Oh, let me tell y'all this. Where's my paper? Before I move on with this paper. I'll have to get another paper. Where's my marker? Let's find my marker here. There we go. Okay, so here's some of the other things to think about when you're reinventing. Reinventing old crafts. Let me get a sip of my hot coffee while it's hot. Are you asking me a question, Marie? Are you asking me a question, and Ian, about Windows 10? Don't put things in caps, guys, unless you're talking to me, because I think you're talking to me. Okay, so when you're reinventing your old crafts, think about all your questions. The who, what, where, when, why, how. Previously, how were they used in, like in this case, 1990s, right? This was but it could be whatever you're looking at, whatever era that you're looking at an old craft. These just happen to be from the 90s. How were they used? What were they used for? Where were they displayed? When were they used? Why? How? Ask your questions. Mind map this stuff out. I know it sounds like a lot of work, but I get so many people go, I don't have an imagination. I'm not creative. If you did stuff like this, you would find you were so much more imaginative and creative than you ever thought you were. But most people don't want to take the time. Yeah, I just want some creativity dropped down to me from the gods. That's not how it works. It's like anything else. The more you practice and think, and the more you think about things and write things down and expand them, the more you will find that you have it. It's just that most people don't use it. So that's how were they used previously, and how, what, where, when, why, and how could you use it now? And it seems so simple. I know it seems so simple to do these things. You're going to go, well, what good is that going to do me? How is that going to help? Do you have to use scrapbook paper? You mean to die cut? No, you can use any paper. The die cutting machine, the Silhouette I have, you can set your blade for different depth. Well, not that. You can set your blade for different depths of paper. So you can use the thinnest paper down to, and you have a sticky mat. Everything sticks to a sticky mat, so it doesn't move around. And that's just the one I'm talking about for anything, guys, not just for what we're talking about today, but any of the old crafts you're going to reinvent. And just try it. See what you come up with. Okay? So you can ask the questions, and you can ask it on multiple different topics. You can talk about if you think about the materials, what was used then versus what do we have now? What materials? Okay. What about colors? What colors were popular? Like a lot when we were flipping through that craft book, we noticed a lot of things were like mauve and baby blue, or country blue as it was called. Well, what colors are now? What new colors? Again, don't just think about the paper crafting thing. Think about just any kind. What new colors would update this craft? Okay. It could be a craft that nobody really does anymore. But if you change some materials, change colors, you may fall in love with that craft because you don't like the colors. You look at an old craft and you see a lot of dried roses and blue and mauve or mauve, and you go, "Ooh, I don't like that." Yeah, and the new tools, yeah, like now we have the cutting machine. Okay. What about if in colors and materials? What about like if you use metals? What about metals? And that doesn't have to be literal, like paper color, like shiny. Like we talked about the shiny paper, the the shiny paper. It doesn't have to be real metal. It could be. Um, so new colors that would update. Make lists and of course mind map. Ask your questions. um I'm trying to think of what else. Well, there's a start to uh reinventing something. You'll come up with your own if you start doing a mind map of the craft. Whether say it's quilting or and of course people will still always quilt, but people don't do as much because of the time consuming thing. So, how could you do different things in um, different mediums, different quicker ways? Even if, what about if you just, if you drew or sketched, how could any of these crafts be used in that or your mixed media or whatever your media is? Think about what you love to do. Like I like collage. So how would I use the snare and schnit in collage? Of course, I use the paper cutting, but you know what I'm saying. Whatever it is, how could you use? Let's say you're a quilter, and you do, but or you like the idea of quilts, and maybe it's like you like the fabrics. Maybe it's like you like the patterns in the fabric, and that's another thing you can update is patterns. The pattern, and by patterns I don't mean the cutout thing that you make a pattern like a dress pattern. I'm talking about like patterns like maybe dots, squares, plaid. Maybe a lot of things were plaid. You don't like plaid, whatever. So instead of using plaid, use a different pattern. So all this stuff can be used in so many different ways. I'm just kind of like trying to break down some basic stuff. Okay, so now that being said, let's go back over here to the color. I suggest everybody do this. Hang on, I got to sneeze. I suggest everybody do a mind map of their colors. Now, I think I just did like 8 or 10 basic colors here, and I didn't do an extensive. This is not an extensive mind mapping. Thank you, Eileen. Thanks, guys. This is not an extensive mind mapping of color, but it's a basic thing because I did this to show. I think I don't know, we did this on stream, but just did some very basic color things. But you can make this as extensive as you want. So just take your colors, and again, I did blue, yellow. Oh, I did another sub mind map with yellow, orange, red, pink, purple, teal, lime, green, gray, black, white, peach, and brown. So I just did those colors. So just color you in a circle. I think I just used my Crayola Super Tip markers. This is your homework. Most of the girls have already had this homework, but I'm just saying. Do your circles. To me, it's just easier just a circle. I like to mind map in a circle and branch out. A lot of people like the listing type, where you might have a tree branch type of mind map. You could have a list and go out, you know, horizontally. I like the freedom of a circular mind map because it just seems to be less confined to something. Okay, so then, and I know I've said this before, I know you can find all this stuff on Google. You could just put in blue, blue images, or click the color, and you're going to see 1,000 things that are blue. But try to do it on your own. Try not to go Google the answer. Until you have done as many as you can think of. And again, these are not extensive, they're just basic, just to show the idea back whenever we did this. So what branch out everything that you like this, Graceland. Oh, good. Oh, well, remember, there's like 30 plus videos in my Society Idea Collectors playlist. Now, remember, I just started going YouTube live, so the quality of those videos is, a step down from HD, but there's still all the information still applies. Okay, so you have your blue. So this is just some of the obvious things that were blue. Uh, a robin bird with bluebird, robin egg blue eggs. There's blue fish, bluebird, butterflies, peacock, blue jeans, hydrangeas. And then I also wrote flowers and then hydrangeas from that. So from flowers, I wrote out hydrangeas, but you can branch out into whatever kind of flowers, whatever, every kind of blue flower you could think of. The Twitter bird, blueberries, whales, sky, outer space, mountains, water, a sea glass, a pool, swimming pool, the handicap sign, the cookie monster, blue eyes, sapphire, indigo. So you just get everything that you can think of that's blue, and you can branch out. Like I said here, flowers. Well, flowers encompasses a lot. Same thing for birds. Think of every kind of blue bird, peacock, bluebirds, that kind of thing. Yeah, no, I said that, Faithful. I teased everybody, but I was going to redo all 930 videos that I've done, that I've put on YouTube in the last 5 years. I'm not really, but things, we do readdress things. So, so, um, you can start with just doing that. Start with just mind mapping out everything that's in those colors. Yellow, the Minions, Canaries, The Simpsons, Pikachu, SpongeBob, a rubber duck, Chockaboo, bananas, lemons, corn. There's bell peppers that are yellow, pineapple. Then I went out here to lemonade, and from lemonade I went to summer. Then from summer you can go to picnic. From picnic you can go to whatever. So that's how you branch out in a mind mapping. You take one idea and you branch, 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 branch. Pineapple, a hard hat, sunflowers, a rose, macaroni, the sun, mustard. And then from mustard, I went to Colonel Mustard and Clue. You see how it works? From mustard, I went to hot dogs. From hot dogs, I went to picnic, barbecue, family gatherings. Cheese, grilled cheese. Then from a bee, yellow bee, I went to hives, pollinate, honeycomb. So you can just keep branching out, and the idea, whatever comes to you. Here's the thing about doing something like this: don't censor yourself. Don't go, a bee and pollinate. That doesn't have anything to do with the color yellow. So that doesn't have anything to do with this. So I'm not, don't do that. Don't censor yourself. Write down whatever comes to you. It's your little mind map. It's not, it's just for you to get your ideas, inspire your inspiration, get your creativity out. Yeah, picnic and food. We'll call it Cracked Heart Studio said it helps with artist block. Yeah. And hi, Cracked Heart Studio. Yeah, this will help you. That, and this is my point. People say I have no imagination. I'm not creative. I can't think of anything. So remember, guys, from this kind of thing, we have our list. I don't know if my lister, no, this is my lister in another book. I might pull that out too. Since we're doing a Society Idea Collector show, um, it's not that you're not creative. It's not that you're not imaginative. I find for the most part, what it is people don't write things down. They forget how many creative things they think of in a day. You might think of 1,000 creative things and you may not even think they're creative, but you don't write them down. You don't mind map them. You don't list them. You don't think about them. You have to write it down and think. Think, people, think. Okay, so do this kind of thing. All right, then I also had a haystack, emojis, a measuring tape, Nat Geo magazine, a school bus, rain boots, egg yolk, beer. Those are also things that are yellow. So I didn't even have enough to really put in here, although you can still go out further like this. This is a nice thing about, your mind mapping. And this is how small I write. So, like I said, I write this big for you guys. But when I'm doing my own mind mapping, idea collecting, thinking, I write small because I want a lot on a paper. Okay, so let's do a couple more. Okay, and then this is how we ask the questions like, and combining things. So let's just say you're in artist block, you don't know what to do. You could take three things that you wrote down. So I wrote down the bee, the cheese, and the minions. Okay, so let's just now don't say anything. Just think it for yourself for a second. If I said a bee, a bumblebee, cheese, and a minion, don't say anything. Just let your imagination just picture those three things in your head. Is a minion getting stung by a bumblebee? Uh, is he, is he on a, is the world flat and it's made of cheese? I mean, you have to, then you start going and thinking out those three things. And that's just with one color. If you combine multiple colors, multiple lists, like I always say, make a list of person, place, and thing. Make one of transportation, make thing of a list of places. I have hundreds of things of places you can visit. So if you have a list with even 1,000, and it takes time to make your list and try not to go just Google a list. Try to make your own. Because if you make your own list, you'll see what's in your imagination, what things are important to you, what things come to you. A bumblebee may not be completely unimportant to somebody else, may be very important to you. Like, for instance, Cameron loves bees. He studies bees. He's interested in pollination and the environmental issues of bee pollination, where your issues may be totally, something else. So, but by doing this kind of work, you will always have a minion eating a bee. You will always have lists and ideas, so that when you do have an artist block, bust open one piece of paper and you're already on your way to having your imagination stimulated. But you have to do this stuff. I found that most people that say I don't have an imagination, I'm not inspired, I'm not creative, I can't think of anything, have no list, no mind map, no color charts, nothing. It's all just in their head and it doesn't go anywhere. Um, oh, thank you so much, Stacy. That's sweet. Okay, so now let's look at orange, for example, and write some of this stuff down, guys. Whatever comes to you while we're talking about this, while you're reading chat, other people are saying ideas. Write things down. Okay, and I get that teacher voice. I know I start sounding like, now you got to do this, but seriously, guys. Um, Yeah, and that's true, Julie. I say that a lot. That your creativity and your what you said, imagination. It's in your butt. You got to sit down. You got to do the stuff. If it's just floating around in your head, you're going to forget it. And this is true whether you're a writer, an artist, a musician. All this stuff applies for whatever creativity, whatever your medium is. Okay. So for orange, goldfish crackers, which they're really kind of yellow, but Cheetos, Fanta, the drink Fanta, fall leaves, a tiger, a basketball, a tiger lily flower, a traffic cone, orange juice, a monarch butterfly, candy corn, a clownfish, a lionfish, a koi fish, pumpkins, apricot, oranges, carrots. And these are just the basics. These are just like the first things that come to my mind anyway. Red, ladybug, red peppers, blood, a heart, lips like with red lipstick, rubies, Elmo, a bike, fire hydrant, stop sign, phone booth, fire truck, a wagon, ruby red shoes, ketchup, lobster, crab, poppies, a rose, a tulip. And then I went from the poppies, I went to the Wizard of Oz. From the Wizard of Oz, I thought of, Dorothy the Lion, the Tin Man, the Scarecrow, the Wizard, the Witch, the Flying Monkeys. Oh, flying sock monkeys. Janet is clutching her pearls. What if you did the Wizard of Oz flying monkeys and they're all wearing pearls with red lipsticks, with red lipstick in a phone booth, you know? You see, those are the kind of things that you want to write down. You might think it's totally stupid. Like I went from a poppy to Janet clutching her pearls. But if you write all this stuff down, something will spark. Don't censor yourself. Don't say, that's stupid. I'm not going to write that down because you don't know what will come of it. Okay. Pink, peppermint, a pink pig, pink lemonade, erasers, pink panther, a tutu, a ballerina's tutu, shells, and the dreaded flamingo. And then any kind of flowers. I wrote down a rose, but then you can branch out to any kind of flowers that are pink. Strawberry ice cream. Then from there, I went to frosting, cupcakes, and a party. Donuts, grapefruit, watermelon, bubblegum, candy hearts, pink lipstick, 1950s appliances. So, what if you took 1950s appliances and ice cream? Right there, that already makes me think of the old ice cream, the fountain, the old, where the booth, you have the booth where I don't, what do they call them? The ice cream parlors, Um, and then you have pink pigs and peppermint. Maybe they're drinking lemonade. Those are the kind of things that will spark your imagination, especially if you're an illustrator, a designer, a card maker, anything that you want to think up new ideas. You do this. I'm telling you, people, you got to trust me on this. You got to trust me on this. Okay, then purple. I think we kind of ran out of steam on some of these farther ones in. Grapes, pomegranate, purple pansy flowers, eggplant, a turnip, irises, amethyst, berries, wine. There's some things that are purple. Teal, vintage, like 1950s appliances and dishes, vintage phone, butterfly, sea glass, tropical water, parakeet, peacock feathers, mints. And again, guys, if you take some of these colors and then some of your other lists, like, and I'll pull those out if y'all want. I mean, I'm just kind of making this into a society idea collectors day. If you have your list of like transportation, so I don't have it here; it's in another book. But all right, let me see here. Let's do this. Let's get a bigger. Let's get another sheet of paper. So let's say on your transportation, I'm just trying to give y'all some examples as they just come to me. Okay, so let's say you have a bus, a car, you have a plane, and these are just the obvious ones, right? Train. You can do like Cameron used to think of his rollerblades. His rollerblades were not just exercise, Nana, they're my transportation. A bike, even a tricycle, sickle. Um, okay, thanks. Did you already go to the other store? Oh, okay. Okay, okay. All right. See you in a little bit. You can go out the front door, or we can listen to the garage door open. You can do whatever. Make sure that the children are not in the garage. Okay. You can leave the door open. Maybe they'll come in. Just go ahead and leave it open because I'm not painting. Cubster's at the door going like this to the cats, like, go on in. Go on in. Watching you live for the first time. Oh, thanks, Vivian. Thanks for being here. And I know I'm missing a lot of people's comments, even though you're putting them in caps. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just like in the zone. Okay, so there's just some simple ones. You can get much more involved in just the transportation. Okay, and then what about a place? You can write down every place. You can write down every place you want to vacation. You can write down every place you live, but don't just limit it to like a country or a city. Write down every room in your house or every room you could think of. Just make lists, and then combine it with the color. And then now we have frogs, jade frogs, or let's go with emeralds. Emerald frogs on rollerblades. Do you see how it combines? And if you don't want to randomly pick one, then you can number everything and pick numbers, random numbers. So I'll just say, I'm going to go with color number 7, transportation number 4, place number 20. And trust me, you're going to have thousands. You will have thousands of lists. Well, hundreds then. I won't say you'll have thousands. You'll always have hundreds. So then you can pick, then you got a rollerblade, a frog, emerald frog on rollerblades. I mean, if you were a jewelry maker, I think that would be cute. And it doesn't have to be real emeralds, faux emeralds, glass beaded emeralds, a green frog that's made out of emeralds on rollerblades. See, can you just see how that can work for everything that you do? You could be a jewelry maker. You could be a clothing designer. You could be a costume maker. You could be a cosplayer. You could be, whatever you do. Show us the cats. Hey, Actual. They'll probably be in here in a minute. They'll probably come in here. So if you combine odd things that you wouldn't normally do, we've done different things like that. And with colors, we've made crazy animals. We've done all kinds of things like that. Did I go with green? I think I did. Oh, no, I didn't read all of them. Okay, so green, Granny Smith apples, celery, lettuce, grapes, wine. Then from lettuce, I went to salad, and then I went to a cucumber. Pears, frogs, caterpillars, and then from that went to a butterfly. Peas, grapes, I might have already said that. Peppers, lima beans, asparagus, kiwi, avocado, hydrangeas. Before they go to pink or blue, they're usually green. Cactus, that went to a desert. So from green to a cactus to a desert, then from a desert, you can branch out to all kinds of different things. So we went from green to a desert. You can think of every plant that that's a green plant. Write down every plant. Parakeet, grass, mermaids, seaweed, lizards, emerald, jade, eyes, leaves. So there's some things that are green. And again, this is just your very basic things. That was light green. Here's dark green. Jade, a parrot, a frog, a jungle frog. Okay, here comes one of the cats. There's little Malibu. This is the little girl. She's the tiny one. Broccoli, watermelon rind, guacamole, grass. And that took me to the park. Trees, palms, islands, olives, pickles, shamrock. What kind of bugs are green? Write down every kind of bug you can think of. A katydid, anything that's green. Algae, crocodile, alligator, snakes. Then you could write down every kind of snake. Things that you think of like trees, forest, Christmas, fir trees, moss, ivy. Are y'all now? I don't know if this is really interesting to anybody, but I want to do it because I want people to know they're creative. I want you to know your inspiration. I want you to know you can do these things. To me, there's one person that epitomizes taking Society of Idea Collectors and running with it, and that's the Mary Altier. I've not seen anybody take some ideas and run with them as much as Mary has. I don't think she's here, but hi, Mary. Um, and she's written stories. She's illustrated her own book, or maybe multiple books. She's illustrated stories, and you just cannot believe the things you can do if you do this kind of thing. You never would have thought all this before. I know, right? But you need it. Oh, look at my big 3 ring binders. And I have multiples of these. And you can make them pretty. I have pretty tabs in this one. You can decorate it, but don't get so caught up in getting it so perfect that you're afraid to just go crazy on the paper. Like I said, I write big for you guys to see, but this is how I write in my own world. And also, you started your book, okay? And email me and your address. You want to be in the Society of Idea Collectors. Um, I would recommend, having a big Sharpie marker and writing messy. You could, and this is just copy paper. This is nothing expensive, or a um, composition books. I get them for a quarter at every time school season starts. You can get piles of them for 10 cents sometimes. But just paper like this. And the messier you write, the quicker you write, the faster you get your ideas down, the better. Then you can go back and make them neat if you want to. Copy all the impertinent ones copy them over neatly. But if you're trying to make everything so neat and perfect, you won't just be free form and getting those thoughts out. You see? So if you write like this while you're just getting everything out, then you'll be more apt to not censor yourself. Okay, okay. Then here is gray: a wolf, elephant, fox, rhino, cat, fish, bird, eels, fur, hedgehog, metals, goose, silver, pewter. Then I wrote down rocks. And what kind of rocks? What do you make with rocks? You can make a castle, stone walls, marble, statues. See how I mind mapped it? Just kind of went from rocks to a castle to stone to marble to statues, cliffs, flannel, cement, bridges, buildings, armadillo, hair, coins, rainy days. Rainy days led me to clouds, rain, fog, mist, a seal, owls, feathers, squirrel, mouse. And I also like to write who, what, where, when, why, and how in a circle. Whether you actually address each of those questions with each thing, it just makes you think about it. It makes you think about a mouse. Well, who's the mouse? How's the mouse? It just makes you like expand your stories in your head, but you don't have to address each one of those with each item unless you want to. Every time my husband hears me launch laughing, he laughs. Aw, thanks, guys. Thanks. We try to have a good time. I get a little serious, when I'm talking about certain things or explaining things. And I know people go, you over explain, you repeat yourself. But that's just the way I talk it out. I'm telling you everything in my head, and then plus, if there's a question in chat and I have to repeat myself, I will re-answer the same question 10 times if need be. So yeah, there's a lot of repeating, a lot of chat. That's what the show is. It's a chatty show, baby. Okay. All right. So black: olive, night, shadows, and dark. Different kind of stones like ebony, a vintage phone, dominoes, sunglasses, the playing cards. They have the spades and clubs on the playing cards. And then from black and white mixed, like things like dominoes, things that are black and white, a piano keys, soccer ball, a cheetah, a zebra, dice, chess pieces, a panda, a nun and a priest, clothes, black and white. Anything that's black and white, I mind mapped out from just black and white. Anything that I could think of that was black and white. Ebony, ink, cougar, bears, snakes, a cobra, a snake charmer. So I went from a snake to a cobra to a snake charmer. beetles and bugs, dogs, horses, bats, cats, crow, birds, raven, silhouettes. So, anything that's black. Yeah, it does help train your brain. It really does. So if you get in the habit of thinking like this, expanding one thought to another thought to another thought, and writing it down, I can't stress that enough. You will have so many ideas and imagination. Just saying. Okay, white. Clouds, a swan, owl, a snowy owl, mouse, light, wool, sheep, rabbit, cotton, a chicken, plastic, crystals, ice, snow tiger, fox, a dandelion, polar bear. All right, can you imagine a polar bear on ice in the North Pole with a dandelion going, and then the dandelion blowing out and turning into ice crystals. So you'd have like, so you got your polar bear on ice. Let's just make this like a big ice, and he's holding a dandelion, and he blows the dandelion, and it turns into ice crystals. See, let's put some ears on him. But this is how that works, right? And then maybe the ice crystals fall and they get implanted in the ice, and then maybe dandelions are now growing in the ice. So now we have dandelions in the North Pole. Dandy in the North Pole. See how it works? Thanks, Stacy. Daisy goes, you're so cool. Can I understand? You're so funny. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. So then you get, you can make a whole children's book out of this if you were a children's book illustrator. And you could name him Dandy, or Dandy in the North Pole. Maybe he's sprung up. Um, maybe the polar bears came. Maybe they were born from dandelions. I mean. Okay, so where do we leave off? Water, bubble, soap, clean, crystal ball, magnifying glass, mirror, windows, glass, dishes, vases, invisibility, reflections, angels, translucent, diamond, clear, jewelry like diamonds, the moon, jellyfish are translucent. So you can go do a whole translucent chain. It is, yeah. Stevie said my mind is one big rabbit trail. I know somebody said, Gina, I'd like to live in your brain for just a day. I say, it's busy up there, people. It's busy up there. Okay, peach, or off-white, pearls, eggs. You got eggs are in all different colors: white, cream color, brown. A puppy, dinosaur bones, mushrooms, apricot, shells, peach. Here's a whole bunch with brown, tree bark, and then all kinds of different wood and trees, dirt, dust, mud. The topaz stone, Julie topaz, which can be an amber color, a yellowy chocolate brown. Chocolate, coffee, tea, brown sugar, a violin, musical instruments. Well, so now we're all into musical instruments. What one of these could be a musical instrument? I got beans, nuts, coconut, cookies. What if we took a musical instrument made out of? Well, I think they do make musical instruments out of coconuts, but you get the idea. Horses, birds, squirrel, cow, dogs, spiders, bugs, monkey, bunny, kangaroo, cookies, nuts, coconuts. Then I went over here to paper, cardboard, boxes, shipping, packing, storing. Leather, coats, belts, gloves, shoes, boots, furniture, copper, penny, coins, football, a camel, potato, caramel, sepia, photos, eyes, hair, skin, acorn, deers, owl, beaver. See, there's just, and then look, I didn't even have enough room, so I got more up here. Wheat, honey, baskets, seahorse, sand, wood, lion. Oh, I wrote down light brown, light brown. Sand, wood, lion, amber, bread, giraffe, donuts, herbs, gingerbread, pretzels, seeds. Yeah. Okay, so here are, okay, then I started having some lists here. Okay. And then over here, before I get into my book, I have books of lists. Here was where we did, now this is skipping into a whole nother thing here, but this is where we were doing our weekly pages if you're not a planner. So what we did is, and there's videos on this, so I won't spend too much time on it. But instead of doing planners like where you have all your little squares, I use an old calendar, cut the squares out to make individual little page days. Okay. And then I just, you can staple, glue, tape, whatever you want to do, your little squares, and then you can move them around. So if you do, some days you may have nothing to do. Then one day you may have a lot to do. That will be your feature of your week. Okay, I think this one was my sample. This was at Christmas. This was we started this like last November, December. So I'll just show you a few of these. And then I like putting the little flags on them just because I just like the way it looks. And then while this is sitting here, I'm going to look through this Carrie's because we haven't looked. I don't think we've ever done a look through this book. I'm not sure. I was using it to prop up so that we didn't have a glare here. But it got a little dark because the sun went over the house. Ah, pretty wrist without. Oh, thanks, Mr. Quaz, Mr. Quaz, Mr. Quaz. Yeah, I got a bunch of just inexpensive dollar bracelets just because I wanted some summer bracelets. You know. Okay, so then this was from November. Oh, so we did New Society Idea Collector pages. So here was one. Don't be a robot, be you. So we started showing how, again, this is goes to another notebook where I have a whole bunch of Society of Idea. Well, I call them. Oh, what did I call them? Not bits. Oh, I'm trying to do too many rabbit trails at once. Using your old stuff, using old book pages, using your old stickers, using your old stuff. Syllables. Thank you, Pacola. My syllables. Oh, and by syllables I mean like just little leftover things, little stickers, little whatever, little things that you have hanging around your room, your studio, your art space, where you have collected up all kinds of little ephemera to use a nice, yeah, thank you guys. I don't know what I did without you, Pacola. And so anyway, and using those syllables to make your pages. So in this case, I cut these are little robots, which I added my own little antennae, added little, things to them, and you can color and paint. And this was just out of a book of vintage collectibles, and little toy robots was one of the things. So we just use that. Yeah, use it up. Exactly. Hashtag use it up. And so put a big Society Idea Collector. This is one of my hand carved stamps. This was November. And then the other benefit of having a little paperclip flag is then you can just you can just like, paperclip other little things in there too. And then here's the dates. In this case, I just stapled the dates down. Okay, then we had this was Memorial not was it Memorial Day? No, Veterans Day. Which one is in November? Memorial Day, Veterans Day. Well, I think it's Memorial Day in the November one. So these were some little vintage Americana. And I put remember here. I hand wrote that out. This is just a little doll, little Americana doll. Where do you find the time to do all this? Do you ever sleep? I do this. This is like what I do. Veterans Day. Thank you. Thank you. I have it up here under here. I have some little Veterans Day quotes up under there. Freedom is never free. Be brave. And then here's an Alexander Hamilton quote. So there's little quotes in there that I just paper clipped under there, hand wrote and paper clipped. Um, this is a postage stamp, USA postage stamp, and I kept it on the envelope there and just kind of glued that down. So if you did something, here's another example of a bigger square. So if you don't want to cut up your calendars or an old calendar, just make a square. It could be whatever size square you want. So if you have a special day that you want to commemorate or you did something more on that day, you can do, and this goes, guys, for whatever you do, a planner, a scrapbook, a smash book, whatever kind of book you keep your memories in. This can be, you doesn't have to be in a 3-ring binder. It can be in a composition book. It can be however you want. Yeah, this is just plain cardstock. Okay, did a little paint, little paint, little splatter. So take your scrapbooking ideas, your smash booking ideas, your planner ideas, and put them all together and make it what works for you. Okay. All right, here was one of the idea collectors. This was on the bees. And I had drawn about 4 bees. This is one that's not finished, but I gave the other ones away. But here was where we were mind mapping out bees. So I drew a bee. I have a bee sticker. Here's one of my hand stamped bees, hand carved bees. So then I started doing a mind map of bees. And I think I have 2 or 3 pages on that. Yeah. So here I was mind mapping out bees there. So then I went from bees to wasps, hornets. I was going to do like just bees in general. And then I found out that there are 20,000 known species of bees. Well, that kind of like put a damper on me doing every bee. But here's another way of, and also, guys, let me say this. If you have kids, if you teach them how to mind map their topics that they have to write about, they will have a lot more fun. They'll have a lot more fun learning about bees or whatever if they do mind mapping and listing and sketching and drawing and make it a project that's fun rather than just rote memory of there are 20,000 known species of bees. You know, they huddle together, they dance around the queen for warmth in winter. But if you, rather than just a bunch of facts, which I like the facts, just give me the facts, man. But if you have them do fun things like drawing, painting, cutouts, carving their own stamp for the project, not only they'll enjoy learning. Yes, I did want to be an archaeologist at one time. You were a salvage archaeologist? Ah, Mr. Quaz. Yeah, I watched those shows, Salvage Dogs. Of course, I watched, the pickers and the guys that go out and find, pick antiques and stuff. But Salvage Dogs, where they go and they take down buildings, and and there's so much to learn from the history of those items. Awesome. So if you do this kind of thing, whether for especially for yourself, but if you have kids, grandkids that don't like to learn, if you make it creative and fun and colorful and cut out and gluing and make your own, tell them to make a bee glue book, and they have to draw bees, and well, they don't have to. Don't make it sound like they have to, but it just makes it more interesting if they can paint and draw and color and things like that. Take your mind mapping and then go from, okay, so like from the honeybees, I went to hives, the life, the bee friendly plants, the honey, the dance, the colors, what they sing. Here's a little information on the queen bee sings. I don't know if y'all knew this. The queen bee sings in G. Jean, Jean is our musical scrapper. But you can, put little, you know, color boxes around, each one. And then if you want to do more investigating on each thing, like here's hives, herbs, and let's put blue for life here. So then if you want to do more information about each thing, then you can do an orange page for the information on the hive. You can do blue on their life. You can do green on the kind of plants that they are involved in. They could maybe let's see, let's do purple maybe here. Whoops, where'd my pen go? Pull the cap off. Let me get the pen out of here. So they sing here. That one's almost run out. So you can do different colors. Do you look up British TV program Time? I watched that, Ian. Is it still around? I watched Time Team like 20 years ago. It's been around forever. I loved Time Team. Is it still around, Ian? Ian's in UK. I haven't seen it. I have BBC. That's the only British show I have. Maybe it's on Netflix or something else. But is Time Team still? I'm excited. They still make Time Team. Let me make a note of that. Check out Time Team. That is an awesome show. One of the ones that I really remember was when they found some pottery. They found an old pottery, not mill, pottery, maybe it was a factory from like 1400. I don't remember now because it was like 20 years ago. It was a long, long time ago. I don't get UK Channel 4, Ian. You're so cute, Ian. I just have BBC, just the regular BBC channel. Speaking of people, hey Patty Dolly Parrish. I'm liking it, Patty. It's pretty easy. I had issues with my other camera. It might have been the sound crackling, but nobody said anything about the crackles. The crackle not happening on this camera. Okay, so anyway, color BC, all color except red. So that's kind of interesting. You could put that in like red here. So again, guys, this is some more kind of mind mapping, but more on for a specific purpose. And again, kids are more interested if you do stuff like this. No crackling. Good, thanks. I'm crackle free. I like that. Patty, that's going to go in the wingnut book. I am crackle free. Patty Tolly Parrish. Let me put that in for those of you that don't know, we have what's called a wingnut book. And when someone says anything funny, witty, or something like that, it goes in the wingnut book. It may not mean anything to anybody else, but the wingnut book, it all goes in the wingnut book. So we have hundreds of these little Post-it notes in here because we're just a bunch of wingnuts. Time Team is on YouTube. Ooh, I'll be seeing y'all next week. No, I'm just kidding. Thanks, Jean. Thanks for looking that up. Yep, you made the wingnut book. Okay, so then here was this was grow a tree. I forget what our topic was. Why we were doing grow a tree in the end of 2017. But here is just some different scrapes of paint, color. Just picked a couple of colors. This was the beginning of 2018. Here's some more samples. These are just, I was going to do a football page and Thanksgiving turkey, but didn't get to that one. Here's some Christmas stuff, some of my Christmas cards, my mom's little, Santa. Santa gives me a box, those books of lifesavers. Have y'all seen lifesaver books? It looks like a book, a fairy tale book. You open it up and it's got like 10 rolls of lifesavers in it. Well, Santa, i.e. my mom, gives me that every single year. Every Christmas I get a book of lifesavers. Okay, so here was December 24th. This is where we showed how you can use, this is from May Klein, Bennett Klein's daughter, her Maydella color books. This is from Maydella's color book. And so we colored it all in red and green traditional Christmas colors with gold paint there. These are some of Tim Holtz's little children. We put them in red and green dresses. And so we made like a Christmas, these are some Christmas pages here. Uh, they still make those books. Yes, they still do, Patty. I get one every year. Unless mom stocked up about 100 of them back in, 20 years ago and she just still has them. Do lifesavers ever go bad? Okay, so anyway, these are some. Oh, and I put these stickers in here to use. Here is some more little. Oh, and then plastic. Plastic dividers are good for washi. I think I just put these on here to show you washi tape samples or washi tape things you want to stick down the plastic is a good dashboard. So if you do this kind of mind mapping, idea collecting, planning, you make your own dashboards out of dividers, the plastic dividers. So then we started doing the brush lettering, and you can see how far we've gone with that. We've done a couple shows on brush lettering, but again, and everybody asks me, well, how do you have time to do everything? Well, I don't. I don't have time to do everything. Like, I do calligraphy or did calligraphy like back in the 80s, but I'd love to do more brush lettering, but it takes time to learn that stuff. It's a whole new skill set to do brush lettering versus calligraphy. But I did write all the months down in brush lettering. Then here's the New Year's Eve. Again, this was just a little mask cut out of a Flow magazine, I think. And this was one of the color book page. Cut the color book page out. Well, colored it, cut the color book page out, put it on here. Got all kinds of little tabs and tags, made a mask. It's got a feather on it. So this was New Year 2018. Then this was for the first week of January. So I used a glue dot. So you can take these off. It's a glue dot. And these are paint chips. So the paint chips are the days, are your little dates that you could write things on. This is out of a color book, cut out, glued down, left this flap there so that the paper could have a paper clip on it. Some butterfly ephemera. Then we went into, here's some more January. More January. This was week 3, I think, of January. Then went into February. I think I started a Valentine's Day page here. My birthday page. Oh, here's a Valentine's Day and birthday. Here's my birthday page. This is one of my CB cards. I used it for my birthday element. So anyway, you get the idea. So you can make your own smashbook, planner type thing here. So there's a couple more ideas for you. And I just keep everything because it's pretty full and a lot of loose things. So I just keep something around. You could, elastic band or something. Okay. So I'll show one more thing, and that's the syllables book. The syllables, and this is not even, hang on, guys. Everything's falling over. I don't want to knock all my binders over. That would be bad news. Okay, so syllables, when you have, and this is by no means all my collage fodder or my ephemera or my cutouts, but here's the thing. I have tons of that stuff in big bins because I do collage. So I have a lot of collage stuff. But a lot of my ephemera and little cutouts and die cuts and cute little, like the little Tim Holtz people, all those kind of things, they can get lost. Thanks, Colleen. They can, and you could do that in an actual smash book. If the smash books are still around, you could do everything I just showed you in a smash book. Although I would suggest listing, mind mapping, idea collecting, the writing part. I would recommend having its own 3-ring binder where where you can, scribble and stuff like that. Anyway, so I have all that stuff that I forget I have. So I took a few things from each thing, like some from ephemera butterflies, the Tim Holtz little people, you'll see as I go through here. And I put them in a binder so that I remember I have them and I can pull from here. And then if I run out of things in here, I can just add some more because look how thick this binder is. And these are all my syllables. In other words, little bits of ephemera, little bits, scrappy things to use in those planner pages, in my Smash book. I don't know. You can probably find them on Amazon still. The Pay and Company Smash books, and they have the pin holder. They have pin slots. But you could just get pieces of elastic, guys. Just get elastic, just like the in the traveler's journals. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pin holders in the traveler's journals. You have those elastic. You don't have to buy those. Look, I'll show you a couple other options. Instead of buying a traveler's notebook, elastic bands that you hook your books together with, you can buy, let me get the one. You can buy stuff like this elastic at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, elastic cording. You can also get this kind that this has 6 colors on it, but has pink, orange, blue, purple. Anyway, it's got 6 colors. And this elastic cord I got at Hobby Lobby in the jewelry department. And it's a little thinner. It's thinner so that when you do your traveler's notebooks and tie your books together, this is thin and it's pretty and it's colorful. So you can get this kind of elastic cording, or you can get this thicker kind like this. In this, this was in the sewing notions at Hobby Lobby. These are in the jewelry department. So you can make your own traveler journal. Just knot it. Just tie a knot, and then you tie your traveler's notebooks together. So what I said all that to say is, I'll just get you a wide piece of elastic and just tie a knot in it. You could add some little jewelry charm elements to put around it, make it your own. And headbands. And I do use headbands too. Yeah, Melissa, great reminder, because I have used headbands on a couple other notebooks, and I just forgot. So thank you, Melissa. Yes, headbands. Okay. I turn into a human under treasure and so the process there. Oh, thanks, Chrissy. Well, write stuff down. Write it down because, All right. So here we go in one of my syllables. All right. So here's a bunch of these are transfers that Michael's had on sale for like $1 or $2. They're big sheets of transfers. They're rub-ons, like rub-on transfers. So they're backwards because when you rub them on. So I have a bunch of these in here. They were on sale for like $1 or something. So I bought a whole bunch of those. I gave a lot of them away too, but I kept one of each for myself. And then what I've done is to show, and again, guys, a lot of this I do to show you guys ideas. I don't necessarily go in here and get this washi tape for myself. Okay. I have rolls of washi tape in big printer type, where you use printers, the little shadow boxes. I have tons of washi tape on the rolls, but if I ever want to remember to use it, I got the ideas in here. You can take your plastic dividers and make it a dashboard in whatever book you're using, and put your washi tape on here, and then you can still pull it off and use it because it's the plastic, right? Okay, so you can use your washi tape right off of your dashboards. So I have a bunch of those. Then I have paint chips. Paint chips are awesome for a lot of things. And if you do like we showed with the little every day, every day, 1, 2, 3, instead of calendar squares, you could use you can use paint chips. The other thing about paint chips is they have names of colors. If you really want to explore color and names of color, paint chips, even if you don't go get every paint chip out of the paint chip store, take you a little notebook. You should always have something to write on, a little moldy, a little some kind of little composition book. Keep some kind of little notebook with you. Go to your paint chips at your stores, and all the paint chips are going to be different. Different companies have different names for all their colors. And just write down, just like write down the word gray. And then under gray, write creek bend, elephant skin, casual gray. I don't even know all the names. Classic silver, magnetic gray, lunar surface, silver screen, granite boulder, gentle rain, dolphin fin, graceful gray, burnished clay, Irish mist, silver drop, silver polish, frosted silver. This one I cut off. Pixel white, loft space. So you get the idea. So you can get tons of ideas just from writing down color names, whether you own the little chips or not. It's the important thing is the name, to me anyway. I like the names of colors. So, and again, here's more washi tape just stuck to the plastic. So it's right here ready to use. So if you do a syllable smash book planner type thing, then you have elements right there. So that's kind of what I did. I got a bunch of washi tape here. Then we did things by showed how you could, if you want, you can divide your ephemera up by summer, spring, fall, winter. You can divide it up by season, color. You can divide it up by all your tabs here. Holidays. Here's some more of those little robot cutouts. These are just, little cutouts from the vintage collectible thing. So I cut out a bunch of those robots. Color book page elements. Don't forget, you have all these color books. They're not all Marie Toll type hardback, expensive color books. A lot of color books are just a bunch of elements. Like you could just have, there could be a page of shells, a page of flowers, a page of birds, especially in some of the the inexpensive color books. Cut those elements out. Color them before you glue them down, because you'll have texture issues if you don't. And fussy cut them out and use your color book elements. Here's a bunch of different ones that I've just put in here. Different, what do you call it? These are out of an old illuminated book, out of copy, what do you call it? What do you call it? Cutouts before we had color books. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think of too many things at once. I'm trying to pour so much into y'all's heads at once. Different, here's some little, these are like out of the Flow magazines. These are little people out of the Flow magazine, more color book. This is out of the that other book, Daphne's Diary. Those are out of there. More color book elements and what do you call clip art? I couldn't think of the word clip art. Clip art books. Here's a whole bunch of stuff from Flow magazine I stuck in here. Here are just different color book pages. This is some things from Flow, more ephemera, the tags. And also you can use, these are ATC holders or baseball card collectible holders. We use them for ATCs. But you can put these kind of sleeves in your binder to put all kinds of little stuff, like Dover, clip art and all that. Now Dover does color books. I think they've done them for a long time. But anyway, so here's some little Flow tags, and I just put them in the baseball card ATC sleeves. Stickers. I always forget to use my alphabet stickers. So I put a few. Now, this is by no means all my alphabet stickers. But I put a few alphabet stickers in here so I remember I have them. Remember to use them. You see. Okay, so here's some more little flags and tags and ephemera, and they're all cut out of magazines, flow journals, calendar pieces. Don't forget to use your calendar. Scrapbook paper. Don't forget to use your scrapbooks. Stencil bits. I want to remember, I've got tons of stencils. I just put a couple stencils in here just to remind myself, use your stencils. I'm not going to necessarily glue these down, although I've been known to glue a stencil down in a book. But um, stencils, just a couple in here just to remind me, use your stencils, use your stickers, use your stamps. Different greeting cards, flow cards, bits of ephemera. Here's those Tim Holtz little people. Here's some more of them. And I just put them down here with a glue dot so I can peel them, pick them off and use them. But you could put everything. Here's little quotes. Put them in your little ATC sleeves. You know, we all have these little quotes from scrapbooking days, these little word fetties. More flow stickers and cutouts. So these are my syllables that I can pull from to use in collage, mixed media, altered books, any kind of projects just, so that you use it up, like Julie Topaz said, hashtag use it up. Here's some stationery bits that my daughter sent me that she got in LA. Little tags, little envelopes. Here's another, all kinds of little things like that. Here's where we went to. No, this was a different one. This was from somebody sent me this one. This was, but I did see the Dolly exhibit here in Atlanta. More acetate pieces. We have these little acetate pieces. I forget I have them. So, die cuts, acetate. Some of these, I gave most of them away. I have one page here left. She made these blonde woman stamping as Blondie, and she made these little acetate slides. So stamping on acetate. Look, Valentine. Just everything like this. Baseball card sleeves to hold magazine letters, words, and phrases. Yeah, exactly. So anything like that. Now, some of this I just threw in here. It's not as organized as it could be. Again, though, I don't want to spend all my time organizing this stuff. This is stuff I just want to remember I have. I probably have a whole tub of faux ephemera stuff like this, but I don't dig through it as often. So I'll pull a handful, stick it in here, and pull from here. So if you pull from your binder, like remember when this used to be the way to keep your photos? Well, when I first got into real scrapbooking, I took all my photos out of these photo albums because they will yellow. But I thought, well, what could you use those old photo album sticky magnetic? They're not really sticky magnetic, but you know what I mean. Word fetty or quotes. These are just cut out of children's books, and then just put them under here. Now it's not very sticky anymore, but uh, but you can use those old photo albums for tiny bits, especially little words and things like that. You get those seem to get lost. A home with lots of rooms. I will make some tiny coats for them. Just little children book quotes or something like that. It's a good thing to use. I just put that in here for the idea. Dress patterns, music paper, graph paper. This isn't all I have of that, but I want to remember to use it. So graph paper, notebook paper. And so anyway, if you just keep a little bit of some of that stuff in a binder, it will remind you to use it. Again, more stencils, book papers, music sheets, tissue paper. This is gift tissue paper that I got from the botanical gardens. stencils, color book pages, magazine cutouts, uh, just a little bit of everything. All the different, this paper that Flow magazine has in them, Flow book, the foil papers, scrapbook, different kinds of papers that Flow has. Sorry, Hubster's going in now the garage. Just different, anything that you want to remember to use. You don't have to put every piece of ephemera that you have in a binder. You will never be able to do that anyway. But if you put some of it in a binder so you remember that you have it and then pull from it. I've never used all this up in one lifetime. So there's that for the Idea Society Idea Collectors. Okay, so the last thing I thought I would just show y'all real quick before we go is this, because I was using this to prop up books to get rid of the ring light glare. And so now I just want to kind of look through it. But again, guys, write down your ideas, rewrite them neatly if you want to put them in something else, or just keep them like this. Some people like this kind of messy kind of thinking, that this is what inspires them. Having lots of pages like this will inspire them more than the really neat, written out pages. But the thing is, Stacy and anybody, is the more you write it, and trying to get all kinds of notes and Pacola sent me notes. I got notes here from Mark. I wrote down some of the things that he told, or copied and pasted some notes here. So I have all my notes for the streaming on YouTube. It's all on Post-it notes now. But if I don't learn it and memorize it, then whatever I need to remember, I'll write it down in one of my traveler's notebooks. Because the traveler's notebooks that kind of stuff is good to hold in a traveler's notebook, and I've got tons of those. So Julie Topaz is not a bot. She's one of my mods. Julie Topaz is a mod. Are you a spammer? My bots, I mean my mods are not bots. Okay, so anyway, you'll find out quick enough if she's a bot when you get kicked. if you don't behave. Okay. So anyway, this one is, and let's go ahead and zoom in a little here since we can. Let's see, where am I here so we can see? There we go. So this is one of Carrie Smith's books. It's Living Out Loud, Activities to Fuel a Creative Life. Now, I was just using this to prop up. I have a stack of small books like this to the side because they'll get lost in my big bookshelf. So I keep them like in their own stack, this size of things. And so I haven't really looked at this in a long time. So let's see what Carrie Smith, you all know she does she has like, I don't know, 10 other books, which I had them all at one time, but Cam loves Carrie Smith. He loves Carrie Smith's books. So Cam has all my Carrie Smith's books. I don't know how he missed this one. But all my Carrie Smith books he has them all. I don't know if this might have been one of her first ones. Well, this is 2003. I'm not sure when some of her other books came out. Let me get a list of them here. Hang on. Let me just go to let's just go to Amazon. I can probably find it the easiest there. Yeah, this is wrapping paper. I just have a roll of wrapping paper here. All right, let me put in Carrie Smith. Hang on, guys. Carrie Smith books. Because like I said, I've owned them all. Okay, let's see if I can name most of them. Wreck This Journal, The Imaginary World of Blank. You're supposed to fill it out yourself. The Adventure Lab, Mess, The Manual of Accidents and Mistakes, How to Be an Explorer of the World. Pocket Scavenger, finish this book. This is not a book. The Wander Society, which I love that book, and I gave it to Cam. But and then there's the Wreck This Journal in Color, the Line book, Living Out Loud, the Non-Planner Date book. So anyway, she's got tons of them, and they're all fun. And they're all very creative. I got a cat here in my eye again. Oh, you're in Korea? Well, welcome. Yobaseo. Okay, contents. So I'm not going to read all this. I'll just kind of do like a flip, kind of a quick flip, just so you can kind of see. Carrie Smith's very imaginative. I bet she mind maps. I bet she makes lists. I know she does. So starting creative inspiration is contagious. Finding your true passion. I'm just kind of going to do a little flip here, guys. Momentous play. So she has some different ideas about getting ideas started. I think I gave you quite a few today, but this book is sitting here, so I want to show you. How to wreck a sketchbook, confronting the inner critic with just so. What to do when you're afraid of the blank page. Unlimited life plans. And she has all kinds of questions here to kind of inspire you. Your life is your art, an investigation into sources, recipe box of secrets. And it's just like little eye candy and inspiration too. Challenge yourself. She has little activities for you to do. You're using your senses. I'm not sure. This looks like some stickers here. I never used them. Connecting. Writers. Treat yourself to creativity soup. Stuff you might change in your life. 10 things I've learned from women. Here's my list so far. Words of encouragement. A little pull-out thing here. Superhero. Be a superhero template. Little paper dolls. And a lot of this stuff is in other books now. But Carrie Smith was one of, she was one of the first ones to do this kind of thing. Now, not necessarily this style, so to speak, but putting, different ideas and things together. Another little pull-out. Calendars, more stickers, like little planner stickers. Some kind of a board game here. Here's you can make your little people and play the board game, creativity board game, dreaming work, how to make a living doing what you love. She's got a whole bunch of, her top, I won't read the paragraphs, but ask yourself what you want, believe that you can, research, pretend you already are who you want to be, ignore those that tell you it can't be done, prioritize, feel the fear, reinvent yourself, begin now. So there's some ideas there. And I love these kind of books. Y'all know, I just gave one away last week. Natalie won it last week. She did get it, by the way, up in Canada. Decision-making, activities, more pockets and different little flip-outs and things like that. So anyway, there's postcards in the back. Living out loud, activities to fuel a creative life. And I think this was like way before, well, not way before, because Wreck This Journal's been out a while. But this was 2003. So like I said, I had it in my small book sitting there to prop up. All right, guys. Well, I think I'm going to head out. We've been here right at 3 hours. And I'm going to go eat some lunch. So thank you, all you wing nuts and fibs, friends in the box. Thanks for being here for a little bit of Society Idea Collector idea show. You're welcome, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Thanks, everybody, for being here. We had quite a crew. Monday's usually the busiest day, But have a happy hump day. And thanks, everybody. Thanks, fellow wing nuts. All right, guys. We'll see y'all later. Bye bye.